Good. Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see Tim's ugly face.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, everyone. Sorry about the bullshit. We are starting a little bit late because the camera wasn't working. But we are here with Michael. You want to say hey?
Hey.
And we've got
everybody.
Danny, who just happened to join us tonight as well.
Yeah, last minute. I'm going to leave halfway, but I'm here for now.
She's so excited to be here. You can tell. It's like, when the fuck are we getting started? So, yeah, we're going to start with the first, 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll get into it.
We'll jump right in.
Yeah. So let's start with you both. Michael, what have you been up to this past week or so?
A lot of... Actually, we've been on like a crazy bender. A lot of drinking.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's been a lot of drinking, and so I'm kind of like trying to stop, and this is actually my first drink in like a week.
Oh, okay.
So thanks,
Okay.
guys, for...
Sorry to fuck that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. I don't know.
I think a welcome, whatever.
Okay.
It's a vibe.
I am a lot more fun when I'm drunk, I heard. So
But
I
he's
don't know.
perfectly fine when he's sober.
Nice. What about you, Danny?
Well, literally,
Same.
I flew down here a week ago, so it's been a week of drinking. I always feel like I come and terrorize his life. You know, I just have kind of that like vibe from how I am. But we get back into routine, and then we have our initial fun, and then we chill after and work out, get on our meal preps.
Cool.
Nice.
Reset.
Nice.
So it's okay. You gotta live a little bit, like we all.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What have you guys been up to?
Oh, wow. Turn that around. What the hell?
Chat never gets asked.
I know. This is
We always
amazing. What?
just ditch him.
I've been working. And what happened this weekend? Tom Martin's
Tom,
birthday.
yeah.
He's in Visit Fort Worth, one of the best people
Here
on
Fort
this
Worth, here
planet.
Fort Worth.
Here Fort Worth, Visit Fort
Yeah.
Worth. It is what it is. He's just one of the coolest people there is. He's always promoting Fort Worth music, and he's everywhere all the time. And so, really cool opportunity to celebrate him. And so, everyone was there. I mean, Lou was there, Sydney was there, obviously, everyone from Visit Fort Worth and some great musicians from the area. So it was a good time, good catching up with some people, good to celebrate him. We also went to Funky Picnic's Last Hurrah, which was kind of sad.
That sounds fun. What is that?
Funky Picnic's a brewery here in Fort Worth.
It was fun, though.
It was a good time.
It was a brewery.
But that was their last day.
Aw.
And so Sam, we had her on the podcast before. She's awesome. And the whole staff that day, on their last day, no one gave a shit. So everyone's like just chugging beers
was
as they're
lit.
taking orders. Like it was fucking awesome.
What are they going to do, get fired?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right. They're like, I don't care.
All night they were screaming, "Existence is pain!" Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, she's the owner and she's videoing it. So like, she's like, you can chug or what? And so it was a good
I
time.
think she was making people chug.
Yeah, I paid a bartender like $20 to do a s'mores chug.
Oh yeah.
Where she had they ate the marshmallow. He lit the marshmallow on fire,
Dunked it in the beer.
dunked it in the beer, ate it, and then chugged the beer.
Everyone was having a
So
good time.
everyone was, good times were had by
Called
all.
S'mores Fire?
What was it called?
It's a peanut butter chocolate. It's like a peanut butter stout. So it's this like dark beer, but they do like graham crapper.
Graham Crapper.
shit.
No.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You're gonna love this.
That's why they shut down for.
You just
crapper
start
beer.
having this in Ampersand. There's this crapper situation. You got graham cracker around the rim, and then like they put a toasted marshmallow. And it's good. It's the
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing.
delicious. It's like dressing like a fully dressed, what's it called?
Michelada.
Yeah, michelada or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sweeter.
Cool.
Very nice.
And then we never talked about it, but I saw Civil War. You saw Civil
Yeah, I
War
saw
too.
Civil
Have y'all
War.
seen Civil War, the movie?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
Captain
watch-
America one.
That's great. It's pretty fucked up. This new.
Wait, what?
It's like about like a. It's not real, but it's like if there was going to be a civil war right now, and it's essentially like California and Texas rise up against the government. It's just like this
Really?
bizarre, like I don't know what was your take?
Dystopian.
Yeah,
And
but it
we
was
won.
so real.
We won.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no shit. But like,
Is it in theaters?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got
It's an A24 movie,
yeah.
so that's
So it's like, is there like a twist?
There's
I
not
mean,
really.
the twist is it's not real, I guess, because it feels so fucking real.
the
like
twist
you're-
is yes, it does feel real.
Did you watch it?
No, but I spoiled it for myself. Like I can't just not watch something. If I'm watching something new like a show, then I just have to skip ahead and read on Wikipedia or IMDb.
You're one of those that looks it up before.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, did you go on YouTube and get the recap?
I
can't
mean,
do that.
yes, that's what I do. I mean, I can't. I just self-satisfaction.
Like I went in understanding because they said they did certain things in the movie to create a certain amount of tension, right? So like the gunfire, they tried to not edit it at all. And so basically it was like they took real guns, put blanks in there, fired them off, and they captured that sound, and that's what they tried to use. So it was very just like this stark, like, I've heard that sound before. Holy crap, that sounds really actually realistic. And then you start seeing like just how people act, and it makes you realize like this is how it would be. But the cool thing about it is it's filmed as from the perspective of a wartime photojournalist. And so it's that like they're neutral parties, are just documenting, and it just takes you down this whole rabbit hole of like the last days of basically the American Civil War.
That's crazy. I feel like A24 movies kind of evoke emotion.
They do.
To make
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel like it's a possibility.
I was just gonna ask, like, how did that make you feel after watching that?
Like, it could happen.
It absolutely could, and that's why I wanted to see it. But then after I watched it, it was just like, holy shit! Like this was too real. My parents hated it. We went for my stepdad's birthday,
I
and then we
wonder
just
why.
walked out in silence. Like this is not what they wanted to watch. I loved it. I thought it was great, but it was pretty fucked up.
Not quite a good feel of film that they probably thought.
Yeah. My mom thought it was going to be like this because he's really into history. So she thought, all right, we'll watch a fucking history movie for him, and then it just wasn't that at all. And then everyone was caught off.
I figured it was like they thought it was Marvel or something.
But you're right.
New
Like,
Civil War movie.
those A24 movies like Moonlight got me really depressed. The Florida Project got me really depressed. I mean, that's just how they are, those movies.
What was it? What's that? Midsummer or whatever. So I haven't watched it yet, but so Jessie, my girlfriend, was like, she watched it. She absolutely loved it, but she's like, it is messed
It's
up.
wild. It's wild.
I can't watch it. It just seems so crazy.
It's a very weird movie, but it like makes you feel like that exists somewhere. Like there's a pocket that exists that happens.
I'm sure it happens like multiple places.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just saw and I did see obviously, I see the ending of whatever I don't want to watch. You know, when she's crying and then they're all mimicking her, and then I'm like, oh my God, this is really, I'm not going to watch this now. Like,
It's freaky.
Florence Pugh, I love her. She's amazing. Like, I love her as an actress. She's great.
Yeah.
But that's just a creepy
Man, we got off a
movie.
wild tangent.
Yeah, we did.
Got off where? Okay.
right.
Movies.
See you over here. What have you been
I
up to?
got really drunk this weekend. It was really fun.
Yay, high five.
Nice.
That's the spirit.
Success.
Yeah, then we went over to Down and Out.
We did, and then I even got drunker, and I was. That's not even English.
Yeah.
It was a wild dude. They have like crazy rave nights. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Where's
there.
Down and Out?
It's
On
right
the
off
corner,
Rosedale.
yeah, Rosedale and South Main.
Nor Masses.
Oh, okay.
How's
Or
the
it used to be
age
Mass, it's now Cicada.
I mean, it wouldn't like there was. We're old. You mean the boys here? We're pretty damn old.
How old
Yeah.
are you guys, if I'm asking?
38.
37.
We're there.
38. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so we're all the same.
He's still trying to hold on to that 37.
I
I mean,
still
you
have
brought
3
this
months,
20-year-old
4
over here,
months.
so I don't know what the hell is going on.
She's up there. She's getting there.
But I mean, it was really wild, and they had a DJ on, they had great music, and it was a blast. Everybody was dancing and good times.
Was it DJ Sober?
DJ Saber
Yeah.
was at.
Yeah.
Oh, he went after.
Yeah, he was at both
shit.
places. He was
Holy
at Tom's
shit.
50th, and he
Was
went
he
over
sober?
to Down and Out. I think so. I think that's the whole thing, right? Like, I think that's his thing.
I guess.
I don't know.
Sometimes
No?
it can be like
I
little.
have no idea.
I mean, do you think like what is it? Marshmallow is a real marshmallow? Like that's his whole
Well,
thing.
like-
No.
He's not?
Wait, but he has a.
He's got the whole head.
The whole head.
But yeah, I got drunk on I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and no, Saturday and Sunday I did.
Wow, how old are you?
Yeah, I know. Well, I used to party in college. I used to go out on Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and then Friday, obviously Saturday, had to go out for the club.
Right.
Sunday for
Fun day.
fun day karaoke, and no Mondays. But it used to be cool because I used to chug a Red Line. Did you ever drink a Red Lines?
Jesus.
That
Your
shit
heart.
will fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's like this little too.
Yes.
You're only supposed to drink half of
And your
it.
heart's just
really?
going like crazy.
Yeah, like it's two Red Lines are 2 servings.
Is that
Yeah.
the watermelon one?
I don't know if they're watermelon.
I don't know if they
but-
legally make them anymore.
It's
do they?
water. They do. It's watermelon, but it's like clear.
Yeah,
So-
but it's, so I do know what that is.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I used to drink.
nuts.
I used to drink that much, and then like get home at 3, and then go to the gym like at 5 or 6 in the morning,
Attaboy.
and just work out, go to school, and
I have to address the group. They keep asking where Javier's at.
Oh, there's one here.
We had to switch with the camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties.
There's my hand right here.
We're recording the whole thing, and we're going
Oh no,
to.
actually, as a matter of fact, yes. That way they can see you better.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all just
Scoot
move in.
over.
Just
Javier, you
everybody-
can scoot in too. Actually,
Come over.
It'll work.
I just didn't know. Like, I feel like
Come on, we're all
I will fuck
family
something
here.
up. If I
No,
do
no, you're
before.
good, and nothing can get more.
I just
fucked
want to
up
say
than
I'm
what we
very
got, yeah.
excited. I'm drinking now. Like I'm very
Your
pumped.
teeth jerking.
I'm drinking. I only had like okay, so I work on
That's not what
cars.
we're laughing
Like
about.
I do hell
okay.
damage. I do hell damage and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so all I had
Gotta
for
connect now.
Hey, I'm over there by Ampersand. I'm over there by Autobahn. You know where the Porsche dealership is?
Yeah.
Right behind the Porsche dealership.
Okay.
Oh,
My office is right there.
no kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where?
I've got a spot that we could play for that. If
In
you,
Foundry.
Okay.
Yeah. I have an office right
He's
there.
okay.
by,
He doesn't know.
Where in over there by the weed shop?
So if you're walking out of Blackland,
Yes.
Yeah.
look to the left, and it's right there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm like right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Fucking A.
on Whitmore.
On Whitmore. Yeah, just
Yeah.
one street over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know
Hell
exactly.
yeah.
I'm on Weisenberger.
Yeah. I
So
like
if
that
you
street
need your
name.
car fixed, he can pop dents like nobody's business.
Yes.
He's good
Well, as a
at
matter
it.
of fact.
He is actually good at it.
Did you ding a car of his?
No. That flood that just happened on what was that on Monday or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Completely ripped my bumper and my lip off.
No
Oh,
kidding.
shit.
Yeah. So
What kind of car do you got?
So my daily's a Honda CRZ.
Okay.
2016, and it's my daily driver, and then I have a 2001 ITR that's in my garage. It's just kind of just sitting there.
Yeah.
I can't drive it because it gets stolen.
Yeah, absolutely it would. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then I have a Volvo, like a old school Volvo.
I
As well.
like a wagon.
1984, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's vintage.
I'm going to ask you a question. Do you follow any YouTube people?
A lot.
It's okay. Have you ever come across?
What kind of question is
hang
that?
on.
Have you heard of this
Like-
thing called YouTube?
No, but specifically in like the car stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
these YouTubers that build all these crazy cars and do all these crazy builds. There's this guy I started following at I can't remember. He started building like Miatas out. His name's Gingium. He built this twin turbo Volvo station wagon. Like it is a LS swapped twin turbo 800 horsepower. It is absolutely insane. It looks like it's a complete sleeper.
LS1, LS3.
I think it's an
LS7.
LS3.
Wow.
I believe it's
Nice.
an LS3, and it's just the most insane thing. And he's taken out on drags.
I need
and all-
to check that out.
yeah, look at his Volvo sleeper build. It's crazy. He's built a couple drift truck and a couple other things, and
I may have probably seen him, seen his
he's
stuff,
a young
but I
he's a
know.
young
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like maybe 24, 25, and he started out real young, and then just built this whole following, and I somehow got sucked into it.
Nice. I gotta check it out.
Have you
wish I
guys seen
could-
the guys on YouTube that are Vietnamese and they make those cars from like mud and shit?
Yes.
Those are
They make like Bugattis and like
Yes.
and
Out of mud?
Ferraris and
They are
yo,
so
they
talented.
are spending hour video long, like all by hand, like
Yeah.
shaping out everything.
Like I've seen the guys build
It's
the pools.
literally insane. Like it's gonna blow your mind.
Yes.
I sit there and I watch that shit and I'm just like, what am I
So they're just
watching?
molding something into mud, what it would look like.
They
Like
got,
sculpting
I
it
think
out.
now they got
Yeah.
million, I haven't watched them in like a year or two, but
Yeah.
like, I think they got like millions of followers
Yeah.
now.
Holy
Like,
shit.
What they'll
Yeah.
do is they'll take like a 1984 Tercel or something, or some like piece of shit car, and they'll like strip it all the way down to the frame.
Yeah.
They'll pull the engine out and everything, and they'll reuse the same engine. They'll completely refabricate the entire.
Oh.
Yeah. They'll fiberglass the entire like
it's
body.
so unnecessary.
They've created like SF90s. They've created Bugattis. They've created like all
Out
these
of-
supercars
out of just like
out of
shit
literally
cars.
Fiber,
Like-
yeah,
and, like,
they
mud
drive it,
and mud.
and it looks exactly
Clay shit.
that is
like,
so
they're
wild.
so talented. They're
That is so wild.
And
so
it
talented.
looks like, you know, it's a little sketch at the end, but like it looks pretty legit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Check it out.
it's all by hand. It's so wild.
That
I
is-
can't wait for you
that
to
is
watch
crazy.
And now they've got such a following, they're probably still selling them they're probably going to sell them for a shit ton of money, even though they barely drive, right?
They're literally driving these through dirt roads, through like
Damn.
like poverty.
Like,
Could
in
you
Vietnam.
imagine like sitting there, like you just go to visit something and you're in the countryside and you see a Bugatti, just
Yes,
you're like,
That's exactly.
That's pretty
exactly
fucking
it.
cool, I think.
it's really surprising.
Yeah.
Super surprising.
My second vehicle, I got it a few years ago. It's not running right now. I got to get it fixed. But I got this 94 right-hand drive Land Cruiser from Japan. It is it's beautiful.
It is
right?
beautiful.
Yeah, it
I
is.
have put a lot of time, money, and effort into this thing, but it's not running right now. But other than that, it's fucking awesome. I want to get it going again by the summer. But yeah,
I saw a TRD outside. Whose is that?
That's mine.
Oh, nice.
Man, so while we're talking about cars, also,
Everyone's dicks are hard right now.
I mean, that's what I mean. Okay, so I mean, part of that is going to be you. I mean, we're going to talk about that with you. Actually, both of y'all. So, what's your favorite cars? Like, what are your growing up? What was the one car that you always wanted to have?
It was a Mazda RX-7. It was obviously third generation.
Yeah.
Obviously.
NSX is also one of the big ones.
yeah.
And then I've always wanted like an RWB Porsche. And then now that I'm older, like my entire Explorer page is like GT3s, like a bunch of Ferraris and stuff. And I think I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I need to treat myself on something, but I just don't know what yet. But I still want to have those dream car collections. The ITR was like a big dream car for me too. And so I ended up getting one in California, had it shipped over here. Oh man. It's just so clean.
Yeah.
It's just so nice.
Yeah, you just got to find like because I mean they're going to appreciate. That's the thing. And if you find the right one and you get it at the right time, you're just. I mean, you're going to make money unless you don't ever get rid of it. But
Well, with all the imports, you got to wait 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's why you see a bunch of like now Skylines are popping back up, and
R34s.
oh my god, that's for me. That's my dream car. That's like,
R34.
yeah.
My buddy has one, and it's so fucking sick. Shout out Edgar.
I was always like an R32 and R33. I just like that. The R34s are nice. I just want the older, a little bit older one.
Yeah, the
What's-
R33 GTR specs. It's just nice.
What's that shitty Chevy car that made the Impala that had the taillights that looked like
Yeah.
the Skyline
It
taillights?
was, the Impala.
Pissed me off so much. Just going by at night,
Totally
seeing
pissed
those.
me off.
Oh my god! What the fuck, man?
I was so mad. I was like, why is Bolognese spelt that way? It's like, what makes it that mad?
Why would they do this?
I was always.
America, I hate you.
I've always been a Nissan fan. Like
Okay.
I had a 240SX. It's like a '92 hatchback. And I had a '93 300Z.
Nice.
Had that until the head gasket or head was blue on it, and had to have a whole engine rebuilt. And
I had a Candy
Shit
Red
ton of money.
Cavalier. Shout out Chevy. You know what I mean? What up?
Yeah, the Sylvia is like another.
I
it's
wish
God.
I wish I hadn't sold. So I ended up selling my 240, and I wish I had never sold it
I was just too excited.
because now they're worth so much more money.
Yeah.
And if I had just kept it.
All right, let's call them a day with
All
the
right.
cars for a minute.
All right.
You're the last one. What have you been up to this past week?
Work done. No, I got dude. I've been hitting the grilling stuff and getting drunk.
What?
I've been out there grilling food like chicken. You know, I did steak sandwiches. Grilled some skirt steak the other night and just got
Nice.
Was there, like,
obliterated while I was
chimichurri on
grilling.
it?
Well, the deck looks awesome, and
Yeah.
now they're starting to get like the weather's appropriate. Like it's the time to do it. You
Yeah.
know, enjoy it.
I am.
Invite us over, maybe. You know, you don't have to.
I wear my short shorts and I'm like topless out there. Just
Like I said, invite
All
us.
right, cool.
Let us know.
cool.
He said topless. He didn't say his shirt off.
Yeah, he just
It's like his titties.
Topless, man.
He's out there, titties
Look.
all out. Barbecue. Was that barbecue sauce all on my titties?
I homegrew these things, man.
Yeah, same here.
He's like, I poured that chimichurri on there, and them nips.
Yeah.
God damn it,
Speaking
Tim.
of steak sandwiches, have you guys tried MQ Kitchen steak sandwich right here?
Wait, where?
Oh my. Okay.
I didn't either.
It's a ghost kitchen right here by Defenders.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That steak sandwich. Oh my god.
I didn't know that place was there because I always get on Uber Eats to see what they got. Ghost Kit. They had the sandwich spot over there, but I didn't know they had that.
Yes. MQ Kitchen steak sandwich. Thank me later.
I'm gonna check that out tomorrow.
It's delicious.
Hey, Javier, turn that bass on that mic.
This one?
Yeah, no, Javier, yeah, that way it doesn't tip over. There you go.
Oh,
Cool. All right, we're
You
good.
want to take a shot before we go live? I mean, not live, but the actual episode.
Let's get in the actual episode. I mean,
I need another drink. Are you fine? Would you like another?
I'm gonna sip on this, and then I will. I know where to go.
Yes. Haha.
Yeah, we need to get at least halfway through this bottle of 1942.
Should I just
though. We
kick
got
it
to start
off?
drinking this shit.
This is a mission.
Let's kick it off without Javier, because fuck him. You better hurry, Javier. Let's go. Get in here. We got to start the show. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas, we have got a hell of a show for you here on episode 173. We have got two phenomenal guests tonight. We got stuck with the second one, and we're here for it. So
That's me.
we have got Michael of Ampersand here in the building. What do you
Hey,
want to say?
You got to say the full name, Michael Ferrari Lee.
Michael
Michael Ferrari Lee.
Yeah.
My
You should know it by
apologies.
now.
My-
You
should
know
I-
it by now.
Yes. Bow, bitch. No,
Sorry, my bad.
Danny, do you say is it Rio?
It's Rial.
Rial. Sorry,
That's
I've never
okay.
heard you say your name before.
I
mean,
know. That's like, hi, it's me, Danny Rial.
There we go.
I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Yeah. Danny Riel.
Yes.
And the guest that doesn't need introduction, and she's got to get an introduction anyway, she's here. All right. So if you already caught us a little bit on YouTube, we did already get started. We've been drinking a little bit. We've been having a good time. But if you're not listening to us on YouTube, you're listening to us on the podcast, and we appreciate that too. Go ahead and go follow us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We'd appreciate that. And then let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier, and we are.
The Funky Panther! That was a weak ass.
Sorry, dude.
Was just me?
Let's do it again.
I cut my audio out.
All right, and we are the Funky Panther.
Fucking
There we go.
talking
I had
about.
cut my audio out.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
You are not doing well tonight.
I am
Are you
not.
okay?
No.
You got this Letterkenny.
Your
do.
audio was in my ears the whole time.
That's
He
weird.
did that on purpose.
Can
But I
you
was
hear
like,
me?
I can still hear everybody. So I was like,
I've just
fine.
put my voice into just your ears right now. No, I don't know if I'm okay. I don't know.
I mean, we've had a lot of technical difficulties. I'm not saying
it's
your
not just
fault.
that. It's not just. I mean, with not to get into all the business, but with the city and all that stuff, I'm just I'm just still trying to deal with all that.
It's okay. He got this jersey from Temu,
Temu,
so that's pretty cool, right?
Oh wow!
yeah. Letterkenny.
I'm surprised.
He got a
I got a Mighty Ducks one too.
Mighty Ducks.
That's
that was pretty
sick.
Yeah, I
legit.
know Mighty
That is
Ducks.
sick.
You should have worn your Mighty Ducks one.
Cheap.
I don't know why
I'm
you
only
wore
wearing
your
a
Letterkenny
More
one.
people know that than Letterkenny.
Yeah.
She's Canadian, so she knows
You're,
hockey.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Should I
you
go-
should know that.
I'm sorry.
Should I go get my Letterkenny? Is that or
No, your Mighty
I'll get my
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks
Yeah,
one. Is that
yeah,
what- okay.
I'm the Jets, if anybody wants
Winnipeg.
to know.
Jets. Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
Which I know we did really well this year. I don't know if we're still.
How are y'all doing right now?
You know,
Not like the Dallas Stars.
well, honestly,
right.
I have not been following. I just know because it's the whiteout and everybody's getting all fucked up back home. So
We're so excited to have y'all on that we're missing both of those games right now. You
Yeah.
know, Mavs are 2-2, Stars are 2-2. Both of them are tonight, right?
Both
I
of them
believe-
tonight.
yeah, they're
Stars
both
are going
tonight.
on right now. Mavs is
wow.
at
Been
9
here a little
o'clock.
bit, yeah. So that's how excited we are to have y'all on.
Yeah.
So we've actually had so many people come on our podcast talking about Ampersand. I'm pretty sure that quote Crazy Rich Asians came up on one of Ernie's freestyles talking about some of the guys, and so it's about time that you came on. Shout out to Mitch for hooking this up, and so appreciate y'all coming on.
oh, Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch.
He's good people.
Vision by Mitch.
Vision, but yes.
He's still never come on. Like he's been in the studio how many times, and he's never actually come on the show.
True.
He's just
He's
kind of in the
Michael.
background.
He doesn't want to.
You know what? Hey, I'm gonna invite Mitch to come on this show now.
Hell yeah! There you go.
I think now that he's been doing more videos of himself, just like talking and kind of doing affirmations and stuff, I think he's ready.
Yeah, I think so too. And they're great. He's doing a really good job with this content.
Super talented.
So, Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself. So we know a little bit about Ampersand, and y'all just opened one in DFW Airport, which is fucking huge.
Beat
That's
out Starbucks,
awesome.
I hear.
It's amazing. So, how did you get started with that? Because as we were talking earlier, there's a lot more history behind you being into like management and things like that. So, how did you get started into this entrepreneurial shit?
I guess it started back when I was in college. I did economics and finance. My background is in that. And then I eventually started, I guess, bartending at that time and promoting. So I was promoting and bartending at all the biggest nightclubs in Dallas. And I was just kind of going through college, and then I got an internship at Merrill Lynch. So I'm in it's my senior year. It's the last semester before I graduate. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to do this. I'm at this internship and everyone's just very complacent, very comfortable. Their life is just very monotonous.
Yeah.
And I just like, I just don't think I want to do this rest of my life. I don't think I want to work for somebody. And so I dropped out. And then I guess when I was in the the nightlife industry, I've been in the nightlife industry for 16 years now, 18 years. 18 years now. Wow, yeah. So I've been in the nightlife industry for 18 years now. And then when I had started and did all of that, we were just kind of just booking and routing like the biggest celebrities and DJs in the entire world. So you name it, we probably routed them at some point or another. And so at that time, Instagram and YouTube were in its infancy stages. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to create this company at 23. So I created Association Project at 23, and I started routing all of the biggest YouTubers at that time. So imagine the number one YouTuber at that time was Niga Higa. So we were routing him. We were routing Kev Jumba. We were routing just all literally the top YouTubers at that time. Timothy Delgado was also one of the big ones too. And so once we started doing that, I started getting really connected into that kind of space.
Yeah.
And so I started buying all the contracts for like Hot Import Nights, America's Best Dance Crew, World of Dance, like all those people. So we had Jabberwockies, Quest Crew, Poriotics, like Kinjas, whoever, like all those dance groups. And then we just started booking all the YouTubers. So like, Brian Puspos, JR Aquino at that time, Andrew Garcia, they're like super OG YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I got into the Hot Import Nights, that's where I met Danny. She was Miss Hot Import Nights World. And she was doing, major, it's like shout out to Danny, a lot of tours and stuff. And so I'd met her. And then we just kind of just connected and clicked and started. I think I booked Tim and Danny. So we created like this phenomenon at that time with Timothy Delgado and Danny Riel, where it was just like the biggest thing for YouTube at that time, where they were just getting millions and millions of views together. And they were doing skits. We were doing world tours together. Like they were just getting routed everywhere.
We were getting fucked up.
Yeah. Honestly, it was a good time.
It was fun.
And I just kind of just had this monopoly on that entire space. And then I just started meeting people from all over the country. And then I started meeting people from all over the world. And I kind of just got stuck in that. And now, I guess, fast forward to now, I'm kind of involved in the podcast space and the TikTok space now. So I kind of mentor and guide and manage a lot of the podcast people and I guess the TikTokers and stuff now.
Got it.
Yeah.
So how did you and Minicon meet? Because he came on the show and he mentioned Ampersand at 1.2.
Oh wow! So yeah, Minicon was my videographer.
Okay.
So I gave him his first gig. He actually shot for Danny and Tim.
Oh, awesome.
That was
So
funny.
yeah, we had met Minicon at a meet and greet, and it was just like this lanky kid, and he isn't like the person he is now, and so I was heavily involved with him, and he was very, very talented at that time, and so we were just like, hey, come shoot for this. And so
He
he
would
came
travel
out,
with us.
Yeah, he would travel.
Yeah.
He actually did her documentary for when we did the Hot Import Nights
Yeah,
documentary.
that is privated on my account now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was dramatic as fuck.
yeah, so he's good people. I mean, he's always been day one, and he's always supported us all throughout. And he was in a skit with Tim. So we kind of started off in LA. He moved to LA, and we got him in a skit with him. And then he just kind of just did his own thing and broke off. And now his network is massive.
Yeah.
And he's like alley-ooping stuff to me where he's just like, hey, can we make this happen? And I'm like, yeah.
Shout out
he's-
Minicon.
Yeah, shout out Minicon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out
He's
Minicon.
good people, man.
He's,
Yeah.
I mean, like whenever he fought in Austin, we drove down there, and I mean, he heard we were there. He wanted us to come up and chat for a bit. I know he was getting prepped and ready for that night, but man, it was really cool for him to at least do that. So we really did
Yeah.
appreciate that very much. And
We got to pop around Austin that night
Yeah.
after the matches and stuff like that. That was a good
it
night.
was a good.
Fun.
it
We
was a
were
good
in
card.
Austin for all of 24 hours, Javier and I. But
I had FOMO.
And then the Green Ranger, died, and I got really depressed.
Oh, no.
I wasn't. I can't remember what I was doing that night.
you were probably going to
it's
sleep
okay.
early.
Well,
I don't know.
I want to make sure you're in the actual like good video. So that's
Oh yeah,
you know-
Yeah, the
the
good
phone. Yeah,
videos-
the phone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
all right, okay,
Yeah.
all right, good, good. Oh, you're fine. Where are you at?
No, but you need to come.
So
You're the important one. Both of y'all. I mean, yeah,
We're all
obviously, yeah.
equal.
No. The actual funny thing about Minicon was he had actually reached out and asked me if I could manage him. And I was like, at that time, I literally let go of all of my talent. I was like, I'm retiring from this. I don't want to do this. I just want to focus on growing the businesses. And I was like, but I know these two guys, Mitch and Blake,
Yeah.
from Trend. I've been kind of mentoring them. Like maybe they could, kind of take you, under their wing and kind of guide you. But I'll provide guidance I actually talked to Minicon about Blake and his management, and he's been happy. And he's like, yeah, he's good and everything. And so yeah, it's working out for him.
That's great.
Yeah.
So after all of this, right, then you got really into Ampersand, I guess. Was it the 7th Street or was it the TCU one first?
So the 7th Street location was the first one. So we conceptualized Ampersand about 8 years ago.
Okay.
So my entire career was in Dallas. I get a call from my buddy Ton, which is my business partner, and he was like, "Hey, can you design and consult a bar for me?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I designed and consulted. The last bar that I did was Citizen in Dallas, and so I was like, "Yeah, I'll come down and check out the space or whatever." And so I come down and check out the space, and I'm just spending a lot of time like just consulting and designing and like just inputting a lot of stuff. And he was like, "Do you just want to be a partner?" And I'm like, fuck it. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, just gave my last penny into the business, and I moved to this city in Fort Worth where like I didn't have any network, I didn't know anybody, And I was like, you know what, this is going to prove to see if I'm the real deal or not. So I'm wildly successful in Dallas. Like we actually still do events out there in Dallas, and they do extremely well. And this is even after the fact that I haven't even been in Dallas for so long. So I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very, super grateful for the support that I've received. But and so this happens, and so I'm like, okay. And so we kind of get done, and we actually run out of money. And I'm like, dang. And so I'm like injecting even more and more money, and I literally have nothing left. Like I don't know how I'm gonna eat. I'm going to my mom's house. I'm like, hey, Mom, can I eat some food? She's like, yeah, of course, and stuff. And she's like, is everything? I was like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm just so hungry, and I miss your cooking.
I miss your cooking, you know.
Yeah. And so that happens, and we open up, and we get this wild support. Everyone from Dallas, we booked like 2 or 3 party buses from Dallas to come down to Ampersand, and completely sold out night. And this is Ampersand in its barest form. So it doesn't even look anything like it looks now. It's literally just a bar, plain ground, like no elevated anything, no lights. There's like no moving lights, no moving heads, nothing.
Wow.
The DJ booth was actually, if you walk in to the right where those tables are, that's where the first location was.
Okay.
So, man, just the amount of love that we got from that, which was tremendous. And so that happens, and then like the first year, I'm like going out every single day. I'm meeting people. I'm networking with people. I'm going to TCU. I'm meeting, the sororities, the fraternities, like whoever the social chairs are. And the first year, like we did $1.6 million gross for something that we didn't even had zero network in, but it was just through pure grit, through like sheer hard work. And we're just like, damn.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
Like to see a concept. I mean, yeah, you're tired, but like you see this concept come to fruition and like actually be successful.
Yeah, it's just because there wasn't a rubric to like. It's not a franchise. We're like, okay, we know exactly what it is. We're literally figuring this out on the go. And Ampersand was one of those concepts. It was supposed to be a donut shop at first, and then it was supposed to be a donut shop in a bar. And then we're like, do we want to wake up at 3 a.m. to fucking cook donuts?
Yeah, right.
And we're just like, nah. And so, yeah, we brought in the coffee component with our business partner, Mimi. And it's just been a hit ever since. It was just like, it created this 24-hour kind of like concept where it's like, you're there during the day, and then you're at night and you get fucked up, and you go back in the day to sober up, and like you find your hangover cure, whatever it is. I mean, it just kind of worked out, and it just kind of took everything by storm in West 7th, and it took the coffee side that people started fucking hating us. Like, I'm not going to mention names of like other coffee shops, but they really had a target on our backs, and some of them don't even exist anymore.
Because of the bar concept added to it, or just because y'all were the new people trying to bring in this coffee?
Because we were this new coffee group coming into Fort Worth. And the thing is, people would think, oh, that's Dallas people coming to Fort Worth. I was actually born in Fort Worth. My business partners are actually born in Fort Worth, and they live in Fort Worth.
But they knew you were coming from Dallas. So,
yeah. And so I think it was more of like a don't Dallas my Fort Worth thing.
Yeah, I get that.
And which I prefer Fort Worth over Dallas.
Yeah.
100%. I moved over here for that reason. It's just so much less pretentious, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love Dallas like in that kind of sense still, and I will always appreciate my roots over there. But yeah.
Watch out. It's a weird thing though, because I mean, I remember seeing that with what was it? Cane Rosso I think went through the same concept when they were going to open up their pizza, and they're like, we're going to have this Dallas. I think it was Cane Rosso. It was, yeah. We're going to have this Dallas entity coming over here to Magnolia and open. No, and people were wanting to boycott them, and it's stupid.
Same thing with Deep Ellum Brewing. Like, it's just like, and I get it. I get the beef. I appreciate the beef. We are very different than Dallas.
You sure do, buddy.
I appreciate the beef too.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate the beef.
And I'm commuting to Dallas regularly. Like, I love both cities. This is home, but there's almost like too much of the like, don't fuck up our Fort Worth.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we're never going to grow as a city if we're not going to like appreciate and like really allow others. And Ampersand didn't have a Dallas location, right? It started in Fort Worth, which is bizarre.
Yes.
It's just because y'all had done things in Dallas.
Yeah.
That just appreciate it and enjoy the new things and try to,
I mean, the coffee's great.
coffee's
Oh, it is fantastic.
Appreciate
And now y'all
that.
also do running too.
Yeah.
Oh
Y'all
my
do
gosh,
their
that's so crazy.
yeah. It's like my best friend's wife. Like every running event that they do, she's always there.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, so
it means
she-
a lot to us. Yeah, we're
It started
very
from us
Yeah.
being sober, getting into running, And then we were like,
Last year.
let's do a half marathon together. And then we started the Ampersand Running Club, and it was like 10, 20 people. And now it's like, you see,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of
it's
people.
insane.
Y'all have like
ridiculous.
runs.
In
Y'all
1
have
year,
runs
that's
that
how much it grew.
you know. And she's like a big Disney freak, so she's always like, "Oh, damn." Shout out to Natasha. Shout out to you.
Thank you,
Oh, girl.
Natasha, for
Thank
support.
you. What does
Appreciate
that have
it.
to
Yeah.
do with?
It's cool.
She
to
just
people that-
she's just a freak. She just runs marathons
just-
like
yeah.
crazy. She's a great soul. She's a good person. But that's like, I mean, seeing all those people do all that, I think I like it. I don't run,
I
but
like it too.
Yeah, I can't run.
I wish I could do that. I mean, I can't.
You guys
do
can
that.
run.
You
Yeah.
can.
Everyone can run.
Man,
We can just-
if something's chasing me, I guess I could run.
You gotta take the first step.
It's cool to be able to have something and then like you just get into like we're gonna start running and then all of a sudden it becomes a thing because you already have this brand, you already have this image, and now you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want, which is really, really cool. But I also like what you mentioned a moment ago, which was like you didn't know like what was going to happen with Ampersand, right? Like I think a lot of people going into like creating a business, they assume that they've got to have it all worked out on day one. Realistically, like you just got to be really able to pivot and be agile and figure out what people like, right? Like
Yes.
because that's what it sounds like.
So the way that I look at businesses now, and to kind of segue with everything, is we do everything vertically. So I have an idea, and ideas are just ideas unless you execute them.
Yeah.
But if I have a loose kind of just plan on something, then I have a direction on where I can kind of go with that. And that's how I kind of execute and create these kind of concepts. So even with Ampersand, we're just like, okay, well, we know coffee, we know bar. Let's kind of fuse this all together and then not compromise our values, morals, and ethics. So that was the biggest proponent. Is like I've worked with a lot of people in Dallas where they do a little questionable things, and I'm like, I don't want to kind of incorporate that in because I want longevity. For a bar to be open for 2 to 3 years is incredible in Dallas, and then it kind of gets recycled. This is our 7th, 8th year that we're kind of open, and so it's just like it's mind blowing that the things that we kind of incorporate, and it all starts with the values. And so what we do is when we create businesses, so like with Ampersand Running Club, we were just kind of like, okay, well, we're already running. We're already investing a lot of our time into this running. Why don't we just create a community around it so that way people can enjoy it too with us? And so that's kind of like what it was born out of. Our GC company, so we have AM/PM concepts as well. So we do build outs for residential, commercial, and we specialize in a lot of people's like food and beverage. So we've built a lot of stuff around DFW. And so that was also born out of necessity. We got fucked over by 2 GCs in our entire career where we're losing so much money. And we're like, how are these people, how does this person have a business doing this? And I'm just like, okay, well, we can do this. Let's figure this out. So we started learning how to do carpentry, learn how to do tile, learn how to do floor work, all through YouTube. And then we just kind of took them like, okay, well, now we can be GCs. We'll just have to find subs that specialize in their thing and that kind of wants to grow with us. So that happened. We do all our own in-house marketing. So we own a digital marketing company now. And so we're just like, we'll do other people's marketing. And so it's just like, we're already doing these things. Why not we just do it ourselves?
Yeah,
now,
why not expand and just build it?
So those general contractors, like, what were they doing, like, to kind of like, because there's a lot of fuckery with that. So what were they doing to like kind of like
cheapening out on materials, stealing money from us, not
Yeah.
even showing up, not abiding by the contracts, not following through a lot of things. Our first one, we actually lost almost $60,000.
Shit.
And this is when we're like super cash strapped. I had no money. Then we had another GC incident that we were like, okay, well, we found this new GC, but he was also fucking us over. And so, yeah, it was just a lot of shady tactics because you have to kind of pay for things in advance.
Yeah.
So there's like a 25, 50, 75, 100% completion. You pay for the materials, and then you reach a 25% of that, which would be like the MEP or something, and then it kind of goes through there. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, it was a lot of situations where they were just kind of just taking the money and just hightailing out of there.
Yep, we had that happen. Somebody was using our money to pay their DUI, and just like didn't like, oh, I'll be there next week. And they
That's
just like
crazy.
did shitty work and booked it. Like,
I mean,
it's-
whenever I remodeled the inside of the house, so I redid the inside like 2 years ago. We got someone recommended to us, right? And this guy would show up whenever he felt like it. He would work maybe 3 hours or 4 hours, or maybe he'd be there all day, and then maybe he wouldn't show up. And so what this 3 month or 2 months turns into 3 months, turns into 6 months, and he's wanting more money from me, and I'm kind of you almost held hostage at that point,
Yeah.
because your house is in shambles or your building's in shambles or whatever. So like, That is one of the most. I hate general contractors because of that.
That's exactly why we created our company. We wanted to be so transparent. Even on our numbers, like our bids and stuff, you know exactly how much money we're making. Like, it's right there for you. So that way it's like, hey, this is going to cover our superintendent costs. This is going to cover, our labor to come in and our time and everything like that as well too. And so it's very, very transparent. And so you know exactly what's going on. And if you're like, hey, I have a mechanical guy that's actually cheaper, cool, bring him on. That's cool. That's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll kind of make this happen. We just don't. We want to be able to help them and also consult for them, because a lot of these people that get into business and they want to build a business, they don't understand the first thing about business because it's their first one.
Yeah.
And so our job is to come in there and we'll help consult for them too. Like, hey, based off of our experiences, this is what we kind of went through, and maybe this is something you might want to avoid. Or, hey, did you make sure to handle all your IT and your AV stuff and your sound, because you're probably, oh my god, I completely forgot about that. They're so high strung on just trying to figure that out. Or, hey, do you guys understand your operating costs? So because of my economics and finance background, like, I help people do cost analysis. I help people do their inventory management. I understand, like, I help them like develop their performas. Like, how much money do you intend to make within the first year? Are you going to survive? Are you going to bleed? Like, every time someone's like, oh, I found a space, I'm like, okay, cool. How much money do you intend to make for this month? And they're like, oh, I really don't know. I'm like, okay, well, technically,
Cool space though.
Yeah, it is cool space. And it's like, yeah, but technically for a performer, or for us to kind of achieve like a certain EBITDA, like, you want to hit a 6 to 8% in rent. And so it's like, if it exceeds that, well, then you're gonna have to either make sure you have extremely high margins or whatever it is. And so we kind of consult them through all that entire process, so that way they feel a little bit more comfortable. And that's just an added thing. It's not something we charge them for by any means. It's just like hey, we want you to succeed. We don't want you to open up a business and we build it out for you and you shut down in like a year or two, because that doesn't make us look good.
Right. It doesn't help
Good
anybody.
people doing good things.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is when that happens, they go and tell all of their friends, and like,
Right.
they're the best. Or if they build a second location, they're like, we're going to just use you guys, And so it goes a long way. We don't do much marketing on that. We just kind of just do by, word of mouth basis. And then we just kind of just help out all the homies. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, like, we've noticed recently there's a lot of businesses closing down. Like, we're in a weird time right now, right? A lot of layoffs and like corporate level jobs and things like that. And then just like your favorite local spots are starting to close down, which is sad to see. And so I was going to ask, like, why are y'all still doing so well when others might not be? But it sounds like, one, y'all are ethical, which is, I think that's a huge point, right? Also, you find opportunity. Because you're not just doing one thing, you're doing a dozen things because you had to, or you saw this opportunity where there was a need, and so you just jumped on it. And 3, you're just hardworking. You're not just going to be lazy and sit back and just like hope the cash comes in. You're like continuing to like make shit happen, which is just really cool. And I think that's all 3 of those things are extremely important. I don't know. Would you say that those were the top 3? Because I just kind of listened to what you're saying, right?
I think the biggest thing is having an understanding of business fundamentals in general.
Okay.
So like understanding that cost analysis. So we actually pivot in the way that I have like a certain markup I need to hit, a certain margin that I need to hit. I need to understand exactly where my labor cost is at. I need to understand where my COGS are at. And like, let's say if a vendor increases their pricing, I don't know, like $100 on something, well, that $100 needs to kind of equate to make sure that, hey, am I bleeding from that situation? Do I need to find a new vendor? Do I need to negotiate with this vendor? Do I need to change this product? Do I need to take this off the menu?
Yeah.
And so we're constantly doing this throughout. That's why I think Ampersand, the reason why we're so successful in Fort Worth is we're constantly innovating a seasonal menu, a different monthly menu. We want to incorporate things to kind of change things up. It's not just like okay, you go to Starbucks and it's like a set menu, or you go to a local coffee shop and it's just like your basics, whatever it is. We'll still have those things, but we kind of always want to kind of play with things to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
Same thing with Maestro Tacos. When we opened up Maestro Tacos,
I know those too. Oh my God.
I didn't realize that was y'all.
Video.
yeah. So we actually ended. We actually ended up selling it.
There you go.
In December.
Get into it.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Oh, force me. Okay, whatever.
Twist my arm.
it was a different taco concept that was from Dallas. It didn't do well at all.
Yeah.
They were only doing about $30K a month in sales, and they were only doing that based off of our late nights from Ampersand. So people would get drunk and pour over to it, and they would make $30,000 a month in just sales. And so we eventually ended up taking it over. We bought it, and then we ended up injecting a little bit less than $200,000 to remodel to make it Maestro. And we were very stringent on how we wanted to kind of deliver this, right? So we had a business partner from Monterrey. We wanted to make it extremely authentic.
Motherland.
We didn't want it to be like my stepfather is also from Monterrey, and so
No kidding.
yeah. So I grew up
From where?
from Monterrey.
Oh.
So I grew up eating a lot of that food, and so we did a lot of R&D. And so we had to make sure that everything's authentic. When you walk in, we wanted to be like, hey, it feels like you're.
It feels like it
So
smells
you
like
flew,
it. You got
like
that.
y'all flew to Monterrey to go.
Yeah. So a lot of the decorations that are actually inside Maestro are from Monterrey.
What part? What part?
I actually have no idea exactly which
Monterrey.
part, but it is. Like,
Monterrey.
Yeah.
Well, because my family's from Nuevo Leon, and
Okay.
I'm sorry.
no, I actually have no idea.
Tell me more.
So we've never been to Monterrey to do that, but we had so our designer Denise, shout out to Denise. Her family's also from Monterrey too, so it was very easy for her to kind of just get these products over there.
Yeah.
But the reason why Maestro did so wildly successful is because I was just very stringent on our cost analysis too. And then in 6 months, we ended up turning into $1 million company. And then it was just doing just stupid numbers. Like,
Yeah.
It was just absolutely wild. We won Best Tacos of Fort Worth.
Yep.
Margarita.
We went to Dallas Margarita Festival, won Best Margarita, and beat every big shot that was over there. I actually created that margarita, and it's like,
No
Hell yeah.
So
This
I'm
guy's
very-
got some drinks.
Yeah.
He's got some, I have to give it to him on that one.
I've curated a lot of bar programs too, and so that's kind of like where I was like, it's got to be all fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of just went super ham into it, and then we're like, okay, well, literally Mexican food is literally the same ingredients, just rehashed and resold as a different product. So we were like doing everything in that kind of way. So it's like, okay, well, burritos is literally a bigger taco. And so we're like, well, we have nachos. Let's just put the same meats and stuff that we were
Yeah.
using from that, and it just turns into nachos. And then we're like, oh, well, let's just bring fries in, and then we'll just call them super fries, and it's literally the same stuff that was on the nachos. And so it just made so much sense, and I think that's why it got so successful. And then we just got an offer that we just couldn't refuse. It was a 7-figure deal, and we were just like, take
Okay,
it.
yeah. Everybody's got their price, right?
Yeah,
Man,
We're just
the
like-
innovation, man, just really just changes things. You just try different, ways to do stuff. Then
I always think of the Collective Brewing whenever I think of like businesses that started off like really strong, right? I don't know if you're familiar with Collective. It's actually where
Tulips is
Tulips
now.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
they had this market and they had some great stuff, and then they started putting out all just sour stuff. And I think they had to do that I think they honestly got their whole brewery infected with the yeast and all that stuff, so they had to go sour. But they didn't pivot fast enough, and I think that was what was detrimental. It was towards the end, and all of a sudden it starts adding that wine and adding other things, and it seemed like they always did good business, but just that lack of being able to pivot.
Yeah.
It's much easier to pivot when you have a much more simplified menu. I think when you're doing too much, like I go to a lot of restaurants that have like Cheesecake Factory, for example. It's like,
a
dude,
fucking
this
book.
is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
They're known for that, though. That's like their thing.
Yeah, and they know exactly what they're doing, so it's great. But a lot of these restaurants are like, oh, okay, well, let me just put 100 items on my menu. Well, then you're like, well, how much of that are you throwing away by the end of the week? And so
Right.
sometimes just simplifying and just focusing on like what you're good at, and you just stick with it.
4 items in like chef special or something like that.
Yeah,
and just
keep
run
it simple. I mean,
Keep it simple, stupid.
I think that's stuff. Joe Tease has done that for years. It's just a couple of items. Well, then they've got a beautiful
I don't even
patio.
want to speak on
I know.
But I will say this: shout out to Lanny. I did ask him because he's part of the Joe T's family.
Oh yeah, I love Joe T's.
We asked him. We're like, hey, what's the one thing you would change if you could change anything on the menu? And he's like, fajitas. I'll change the fajitas. I'll do mine. Mine are way better.
Oh, his fajitas are legit.
Yeah.
I don't understand like how they've gotten this far by doing what they're doing,
It's the patio.
It's the patio
which is beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
and the
It's just
margaritas, and that's it.
Everclear. It's Everclear, right?
Yeah, it's Everclear and triple sec. I
I'll
think.
fuck with Everclear. Remember we used to blow fireballs over here with Everclear? Shit.
But to be fair, if they had
To be
even just
fair.
slightly
To be
better
fair.
food, oh my god, they would
Yes.
just
Yeah.
They already absolutely murder it, but my god, they would just be just swimming in it.
Well,
Call
now-
Michael, guys. Call Michael.
What is it now? They're
Yes.
saying what Tyler Sheridan's buying it.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I don't think that's really happening now.
Dude's got more money than sin, and he's just
That
buying
is
up things,
facts.
man.
That is facts.
Let the sin come in, I say.
Yeah, is that the guy from Paramount or
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone in 1880.
Yeah, he is swimming in money at this point. It's ridiculous. It's kind of obnoxious.
It's crazy that Joe. I mean, Joe T's is a staple in Fort Worth because of it's been there forever and it's got the patio and all this stuff, and they have all these celebrities that come through there. But I think they need to try some other places. Make some other places there.
Like Esperanza's. Go to Esperanza's and eat, and then go to Joe T's and have
some margaritas.
Their environment, their ambiance is just you can't beat it.
No.
There's nothing that can even come remotely close to it. I would even say even in Dallas, like
Where is this place?
It's called Joe T. Garcia's. It's down by Stockyards.
Have I been there?
No, you haven't.
I was about to ask, like, Danny, their patio and their flowers.
Well, thanks so much for all the times that I've been here.
Well, because you would go there and she would love the environment so much she would get so fucked up.
Yes, it doesn't take much.
Is there a bad part of this? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, like, when you have a good time.
Look, I'm blacked out.
He only brings me to the ghetto Stockyard areas where he's like, hey, take a shot
Those
here and get the fuck
margaritas,
out.
oh my God.
So during COVID, like they were doing like to go, and we would get the margaritas during COVID, and I would black out at a buddy's house, and I would do the dumbest things. Like there are life regretting things that I've done.
Like what?
over
Name
there.
it. Give us one.
I cannot. Because
Come on, just one.
My girlfriend's listening. I can't.
Statue
No, I'm kidding.
limitations.
I'm kidding. No, she's no. But just getting too drunk and picking people up and throwing tables or
Into the fountain?
yes.
Oh, nice.
No,
Very nice.
nobody knows.
Cheers to
I
that,
that.
huh?
I
Cheers to
support that.
Like,
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I drink on my.
Motherfucker, what a
say
fool.
something.
Cheers.
Let me ask you this. All right, so everybody's got their comfort
The
meal.
real one.
Yeah.
We started getting on food. What is your comfort? Like, what's comfort food for you?
So I have like a food that I could eat almost every single day.
Oh, let me guess it. No, I don't know.
Huh?
Do I know it? Is it chicken?
Okay.
Go to tea or whatever.
So there's a place in Arlington called it's called PTT, but like the Vietnamese name is Pham T Truc. I don't even know, but they have a
That's what I just
dish
said.
called Gom Ga Roti
It's-
that is like undeniably delicious.
Really?
If it was like my last meal on earth, I would just eat that meal.
But roti is kind of like is Indian, right?
No, but what makes it? Explain. It's a little bit different.
So
what's
it's like
Vietnamese.
this caramelized, like sticky
like five
chicken,
spice, really like
very flavorful.
marinated, sticky, like a sticky chicken type vibe.
She's a big foodie. She can probably explain it better.
And it's like thigh. It's like good meat. It's like
Dark
it's,
meats.
it's
Oh my God.
very juicy, tender, very
Yes.
brined, like nice little dark soy up in that. Like it's really good. Caramelized.
Let me take you guys. Let me be like a
Take me on the journey.
We-
and it's
Yeah.
served. It's served with like a tomato based
Salad.
rice
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of thing, fried rice,
Yeah.
and they have like a little like garnishes on the side of salad to keep it fresh.
I'm still. That sounds fucking
I
awesome.
love food. Let's okay. I want to hear you describe it very like badly.
Okay. It's
Sorry,
like-
I'm sorry, Danny.
It's like
Sorry.
maybe 3 or 4 pieces of like dark meat. It's on a bed of like a red tomato rice, and there's like a very basic garden salad with just like iceberg lettuce, cucumbers, and tomatoes, with like this homemade Italian dressing that goes onto it. It's insane. Like I
Sounds
literally
great.
every time I'm there. Okay, you have to go at a certain time because they will run out.
Oh, okay.
People literally
Yeah.
will go to this establishment just to eat this.
And it's in Arlington, and is it like North Arlington, Central Arlington?
It's
like
off
by
of
campus?
Arkansas, so it's
Okay.
it's a little bit. I guess I don't know. Like,
Michael is now collecting royalties. So.
it's delicious. But if I were to name like my top 3 favorite like foods that I literally eat all the time in Fort Worth, I would say like number 1 would be Asian Nights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That place
It's
is
Paul,
fantastic.
Paul Rogers got us
Asian
turned into
nights.
that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be Pho Hop. So
But
Pho
then they
Hop.
just close down.
No, they're on vacation. They're in Vietnam. So it's like this hole in the wall pho spot. Probably the best pho in Fort Worth. And the third spot is like a super hard tie between Hatsuyuki and Dane's Barbecue. Dane's specifically just for the burger.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the burger.
Only for the burger.
Like the burger goes so hard. I had to
Oh
tell
my
somebody.
God.
They're like, "Should I go to M&O Burger?" You know, it's right over there. Should I go to?
Which is great.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
But if you get a chance to eat Dane's
go
burger,
to Dane's.
Oh my
Yeah, but Hatsuyuki, I'm sorry, but like is like depending on that palate and
Yes.
that wallet budge, you know.
I've never been. I've never been.
What?
My girlfriend always budges.
It's so good. It's so fucking delicious.
Dude, that uni and quail egg or whatever it is.
I go by
Oh my
myself.
God.
like by myself because
And there's nothing wrong with
She
that.
never ate uni before.
Really?
Until I
wasn't
took her there.
Yeah.
And she fucking likes uni now.
As food, because I had a bad experience with uni and I almost threw up with it. But then I was like, I'll give it another chance, and I love
If it's-
Hatsuki
if
so
it's done
much.
right.
And now I
Yes,
want to
if
go
it's done-
back.
if it's
I need to go
fresh.
back. It's
Yeah, and
been like
I'm
6 months.
going tomorrow.
Javier.
Probably tomorrow's Thursday. Friday's date night, so I might take her. I just probably might
You
take her
should.
She'll
over
love
Just
it.
do it.
The hand
Yeah.
rolls.
I haven't been there yet.
And they have like a
either.
fresh menu every single time, and it's like it's on the board. And if they run
here
out, they
for
run
it.
out. You get what you get. Like you sit around at this like U-shaped bar, and it's omakase. You have different chefs just like serving you fresh. It's so
It's so
good.
good.
They put it on there.
Bro, I
experience
fuck
is
with
great.
Yellowtail, man. I fuck with. I fuck with all this.
But you
shit.
have to get the
Fuck
pickled
with a lot of
wasabi.
things over there.
The pickled wasabi on top of everything is just.
Oh yeah, that's an extra
chef's
order. You
kiss.
have to do
Dude,
that. Yeah.
wasabi's for me, man. I'm a glutton for it. I'll just like put a shitload in my mouth or like just dip it in my
He
soy.
wants to feel something.
Bro, like I
I want
mean,
to hurt.
like so like whenever we eat oysters, like she'll get us both like a horseradish, and I'm like, no, I need my own, and I fucking eat that shit like raw. I like eating it raw.
Where are you guys on the top 3 for Fort Worth restaurants?
Oh,
Dane's is one because of course with you I'm with the burgers.
Yeah.
Their sides are amazing also, and not to mention their meats. 2 Lubies because I'm a simple man.
The Jell-O.
The Jell-O goes
Jell-O
hard.
goes
Wait, is that what
crazy.
you were talking about
Yes. I love the Jell-O.
Lime Jello, like
No,
which
the red one.
the red one was
Okay,
always
all
the
right.
Is
best.
it like an
Because-
all-you-can-eat place,
Yeah,
right?
oh no, it's
Or-
like a cafeteria style.
well, like that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Charleston's because we always we really go a lot during date night. I might propose to her over there, but no, I'm kidding. No, I'm not.
Surprise! What the fuck?
Well, because we get prime rib,
Whoa.
and I just ate prime rib like a year ago for the first time, and that shit has changed my life. Like
It's
I
worse
fuck
than
with.
me having uni for the first time. I feel
Like,
that was crazy.
I go hard with prime rib.
Her mom made us a prime rib in
yeah.
Winnipeg.
Yeah, that was fucking good.
I have such a hard time
And
like
some Yorkshire pudding.
picking top restaurants like that. I mean,
We'll go.
Goldie's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goldie's is number one.
Okay, solid barbecue.
Just for their, I want the beef rib.
Beef rib is so good.
The beef rib is so good. So Goldie's is number one. I'm a big fan of Fred's, their chicken fried steak.
Oh, I fuck with
And
chicken.
then number 3, there's this it's Bangkok House over in White Settlement. They have this weird.
Bangkok House.
So they have a Thai version of orange chicken, which is it's weird, but it's so good.
Okay.
My favorite Chinese. There was this Chinese restaurant that I loved that is no longer around. It was China Pagoda, and it was a hole in the wall place.
Oh, I remember Chinese.
You didn't want to I wouldn't go in there. I would order stuff.
Like hold your breath.
Yeah,
thank you.
like it wasn't like just order things because I didn't want to see it, right? Because it was sketch. And they closed down, so I couldn't find.
There's probably a reason
You're
why
like,
they closed
why did they
down.
close
I'm
down?
sure
Let's think about
it
that.
was good though, but whatever. So Bangkok House is pretty close to my job, and it's delicious.
I forgot to say hot pot over there at Asia Times Square, like at Happy Land.
Well, that's not
Okay.
Fort Worth.
Yeah,
though.
that's Grand
Yeah.
Prairie.
I mean,
Shout out to Asian Times Square.
I mean, I'm going to go
man.
see pot
Those
over
place
in
goes
Plano
hard.
if we're
Yeah, I
going
love
out
going
that
over
far.
there.
we do a lot of work
Love
with
getting
them.
all
So
that smoke on your face,
Shout out to
putting
them.
on new
Yeah.
clothes, and you're like, yeah, I just came from Asia.
I can smell you whenever I take my clothes off.
I've never been to Asian Times Square.
Yes, you have.
No,
you?
I've never been out there. No,
God, you're
that's like
missing
a
out.
big staple for Grand Prairie Arlington.
because I've always gone out to.
And it's AAPI month, so
I probably should go do
It
that.
is.
Smoke a J.
they're actually
Get
doing
over there.
a AAPI festival May 15th.
That's when we went.
So you guys need to go.
Right? It was during the festival because the parking lot was all full.
Oh yeah, and we had to park like maybe a half a mile
Yeah,
away.
yeah. It was
Yeah, I should. I mean,
You
I
should
definitely
go.
should check it out. Yeah,
You should go.
God, dude.
because I always go to Carrollton and go out to like H Mart and all that and
Yeah.
hit that
Free
area.
barbecue.
Okay, you're
Someone to
cultured.
go.
I see you. I see you.
So
H Mart, and get that Terra Boba.
so honestly,
Oh,
like
fuck, my girlfriend loves that shit. Oh, she fucks with it so hard.
if we're ordering food or whatever, we pretty much we eat a lot of just various Asian cuisines and whatever.
I
But
might
I'm a
not
big
drink
I'm a
too
big
much
fan of
fish.
curries.
Various
So if I can get
Asian cuisine.
if I can get Thai curry, that's probably like my deathbed meal. That's gonna be one of them.
So
You're
you
lucky.
go check out Korocha in Euless.
Okay.
Korocha is fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead
So
and
fire.
put that on the list right now.
So fire. All right.
We can
top
now
three.
tell everybody because we gatekeep that shit.
I would say just because they've already picked 2 barbecue spots, I'm gonna do Panther City Barbecue. I really like Panther City Barbecue.
Okay.
You can get tacos, you can get whatever the fuck you want, plus the barbecue's on point. Their burgers are really good too. Not Dane's good in my opinion, but they're pretty close. Then I would say Riata, just because their carne asada with cheese enchilada is just insane, and their tamales, the whatever it is,
The calf fries too.
and the calf fries are not bad. I don't know,
Ooh, I
Riata's
love
good.
calf fries.
And then just because I grew up in this area, El Paseo, even though it's not the best,
It's like white
Tex-Mex
people
or
with Tex-Mex.
I know, but that's what when we
grew up eating that.
when we could afford it. It's like that was a nice restaurant we would go to every 6 months or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it was always a big deal. So I love El Paseo.
So Danny, you're new to Fort Worth. Like what
Solid.
kind of places?
I know. I was like, you gonna ask me? Yeah, because
Yes.
I'm fresh Canadian. But let me tell you.
Wait, are you living in Fort Worth?
Well, back and forth.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Michael can explain why I'm here.
So she's,
But first,
Shut up.
But first, Hasayuki.
Yes.
What's that one place that I like with the oysters? I know it's bougie
Oh,
and
Waters.
it's
Waters.
not Waters.
Oh, Waters. Is it John? It's a John. John, what's his name?
But that's like a
John
date.
Bonnell.
That's
John
like a,
Bonnell's
John
place.
that's like a date night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not like an affordable.
Have you been to
place.
Walloons?
Oh, that place is
On Magnolia?
fantastic. It's really good.
oysters?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I only
Goes
like
hard.
small oysters. We went
Not
to
like-
J and J's, and I was like, "What are
Oh.
these big ass?"
Too big.
thing? I was like, no. But okay, those are the only two, and then Dane's Burgers. I like.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
My stomach's growing.
If you guys like barbecue like that, I need to take you guys to B4 Barbecue. It's in Gun Barrel City. Oh my god, it's fucking delicious.
I've never been there. I've been to Gun Barrel City, but I didn't know they had a.
It is probably my favorite barbecue that I've ever had ever, and I've had Goldies, I've had Terry Blacks,
Yeah.
I've had Pecan Lodge, I've had Panther City,
Yeah.
Heim. I've done it all, and theirs is just so fucking delicious.
He's seasoned.
It's so good, and the platters are just insane. I need to take you guys.
That's an
we're-
invite.
Look,
I'm
we
down.
are always
I
down
am
to go on
down.
some sort of foodie adventure.
Look, you invite me
Second
anywhere
best.
for food, I
Yeah.
will go there. I don't care what it is.
Calm down.
He's like,
I like how at the beginning of the episode he was just kind of not saying a lot, and now that he's been drinking and we're talking food, he just won't shut the fuck
Bro,
up.
like I'm telling you.
I feel what you're saying out loud. So
I love it. I
I'm
love
right
it.
there
Yes.
with you.
Yes.
All right, so the whole Fort Worth thing. What were we gonna say?
Well, we're gonna say why I'm
Oh.
here.
Yeah, so she lives in Winnipeg in Canada. She travels a lot. She's always traveling, doing stuff because she gets booked around a lot. And so I was managing her for probably about 12 years. And I was just like, hey, you have all this money. And,
You are rich.
and I was just like, you should probably invest into your future. Like not getting any younger.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, hey, if you want to do something, just do it with us. And so she's actually one of our partners for Ampersand Airport
No
Oh
kidding.
shit!
And
and Ampersand TC location. Yes.
Hell
Nice.
yeah!
yeah.
Do the kids.
Yeah.
Do the kids.
Yeah.
Do the kids. I mean, don't do the kids.
Yeah, don't just say that. Like that.
Oh, she can't hear it.
Oh,
she
yeah.
can't hear
Oh
it.
yeah.
We got the kids in there.
Oh, do one more kids.
Well, okay, one more. Hang on, I gotta make sure I get that up. And there's the kids.
That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's really nice to be able to be a part of something too. And when I did invest into it, it's I invested into also the culture and the community of Ampersand. It's brought in purpose in my life, and I just love all the business partners and the way they treat their staff and their outlook on business and to grow and to make sure everyone's heard and felt, and that's really important. So that's kind of where my heart went into that, and I'm
Yeah.
just to see the airport is so fucking surreal. It's crazy to see it from on renderings, and then you see it in real life. You're like, what? No, and I'm like, that's mine too.
That's so
Now
cool.
I want to fly out. I like flying out of Love just because it's convenient. Just easy to navigate. But now I want to fly out of DFW just to
sure.
be like, hey, I can go have
So
Ampersand.
which terminal is it in?
It's in Terminal C, C36, C37, next to Dirk Nowitzki's bar.
Yeah.
I will tell you the coffee there is actually better than our Ampersand Blitz
No
location.
kidding.
So we have,
Because-
we put a reverse osmosis machine in there. So
Oh shit.
oh my God.
Everything's so crisp and
It's-
clean.
it's-
It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, so everything is just completely reverse osmosis, and then it goes through another filter, and so it's just
Y'all went all out.
yeah. Well, we
Damn.
wanted to make a statement in DFW. We were
The
extremely
underdogs.
fortunate. Yeah, I mean, it was a 5-year process for us, and it was. When I start thinking about it, I can't imagine where we were 5 years ago, and then thinking we need to get into the airport.
Did you have to bid on that to get that spot?
Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone goes through an RFP process. Well, first of all, you have to have the right certifications. Otherwise, everyone would be in there. Another reason why not a lot of people are in there is it's a lot of politics.
Oh, sure.
So maybe like 3 or 4 companies own pretty much everything inside every single airport.
I believe that, yeah.
And they came out with this program called like the SBEC program, where small business people could get into it, but it's extremely stringent. It's like it's very, very tough to get into it, and so it was like this 5-month or 5-year process for us to get ACDB certified and SBEC certified. And you have to be obviously minority as well too, and then DFW wants more representation from Fort Worth, and so just all kind of just lined up for us. And so
Nice.
yeah, we submitted this RFP. It's extremely expensive. We have 1,550 square feet inside the airport, and it was like a $2.3 million build out, and we're just like, what the fuck? And we're just like, how the fuck are we gonna?
Better work.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and so we signed everything without even like securing any kind of money,
Yeah.
because we were just like, we can't miss
You
this
got to jump on
opportunity.
the opportunity. Yeah.
And so we signed everything. We spent like $30,000 on the RFP. It's like this huge fucking booklet that you have to spend like literally thousands of pages of you explaining who you are, like what your business is, what y'all like. They're very particular about like what you do for the community. And so thank God, like we already knew we were going into this, and we're just like, oh my God, like we're set on this, because we work with the North Tarrant County Food Bank. We worked with a lot of Fort Worth businesses. We're part of the Chamber of Commerce. We created like the Ampersand Running Club. We do a lot of stuff for not for profit, and so we're like we're very, very intertwined in the community, and so we submit that, and then we submit the renderings, which aren't cheap at all.
I bet.
They need to see that. We had to submit the menu, and then there's like these certain parameters inside the airport where it's like between 12 to 20% that you have to give up for your sales, and it's particular subjects, and so we're like, okay, we got to figure this out. Like I had to like run a series of a 7-year performa on like a conservative, a moderate, and aggressive level, and then like a monthly level through the years and through the months. And it was just very, very particular. And so like we created this entire thing. You spend this money that you're never going to get back, and then you pray to God that they choose you.
Yeah.
And then you're meeting mayors, you're meeting senators, you're meeting boards, our board members, like all C-level executives. You're literally rubbing shoulders with people who literally can buy your entire life. And so you're just,
Wow.
it's ridiculous. Like we were literally the poorest people inside these rooms, and also the youngest. We're also the youngest concessionaires in airport history now because of it.
Really?
Yeah.
And ethnic.
Wow.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
and ethnic too.
Yeah, and we're also the first Asian American, I guess, minority to own something in the airport 100% outright without being licensed to somebody.
Yeah, what month is it?
Yeah, and it's also
That's
Stretch all the
that's
Asians.
really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And so there's just like a lot of things that just kind of happened, and thank God that people loved us in Fort Worth. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have done it, and this wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the support of people like you guys
Yeah.
and the people of like Fort Worth and like the things that we've done. And we like to believe that the people that we've impacted for the community and like provided that inclusivity for everybody to be like, hey, you guys can have great coffee and not be obnoxious with it. And so we're very happy that it all kind of came to fruition.
And also wait in line for like an hour.
Yeah.
Dude, like having to wait that
Hey,
long.
maybe you
ass
might have
line.
to sue for Ampersand. I'm just saying.
Man, put some respect on that name.
Yeah.
So
No shit.
yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
Danny spiel, why she's in Fort Worth, and
Yeah.
so she comes here for like literally months at a time.
Yeah.
How you liking it? How you liking Fort Worth?
I like it a lot, actually. Fort Worth it feels like it's, you can feel the community sense in it
Yeah.
and the pride that people have there. But, the heat's a lot. It's like so bipolar, the weather.
Of course, yeah.
So
Texas.
like I'm used to snow. Like right when I came here, I'm like it was snowing where I was from, and then I'm like it's so hot here. But then it gets so cold, and I don't know how to dress for this shit. I don't.
Where is
pack.
Winnipeg?
Okay.
It's in Canada.
Well, I know that much.
Genius.
But like where?
No, I know. That's why it's not Toronto. It's not Montreal. It's not Vancouver. People are like oh,
Those are the only ones I've been to.
I
Yeah.
know, that's what I mean. Oh, so you actually have been to them?
Yeah, I was just in
Then you should kind
Montreal
of know
3
a little
weeks
bit.
ago.
You know Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you don't know Winnipeg.
No.
Okay, that's the last one.
I've heard of it.
What you guys are drinking is actually from Winnipeg.
Yes.
She actually grabbed the can and she's like,
It's just
No
outside
shit.
Winnipeg. Crown Royal is like our little
Oh, that's
our
awesome.
baby. Yeah,
That's like
it
the
is.
only
It's
thing
not
that they have going for them.
I'm more of a Canadian mist kind
You
of
know
guy,
what? Like
but
I'm also from Canada, so there's two things. Okay, there's
sorry.
two things going for them.
so let's hear a little about you though, because like I mean, not just
let's
you,
hear
Yeah,
from
shut
me.
up, Michael.
not
All right?
just are you an
I'm here to support
investor.
Michael.
She's great.
But hold on, Winnipeg is. I need y'all to know this because it's actually like a thing that people don't know about. Winnipeg is in the center of Canada. It's almost like the Ohio of Canada. So there's nothing there. It's super cold. Oh shit, I don't know what it is Fahrenheit.
like more farming community.
It's very flat lands, prairies.
So it's the Kansas. It's the Kansas of Canada.
It's so funny. I just remember rolling down hills in Kansas. So I'm like, oh, it's not flat. But that was just where we were.
Yeah, damn, goddamn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, come on. But it's just like a small city. It's like just a little bit over 1 million people there. And it gets really fucking cold in winter and then really hot in summer.
So I guess it's just like east of like Banff and all that, right?
Or
no?
southeast.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Probably like
I
a
think
2
it's about a.
2 or 3 hour flight.
Flight.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's still
because
not
people are like,
close.
I want to
Okay.
come to Canada and visit you. I'm like, yeah. Do you understand that Canada's the same fucking size as the U.S.?
Ginormous.
Like I'm like, cool. Like it's gonna take a couple.
I'm
hours
going to be
to
in
get to New York.
Vancouver. Or can you?
Yeah, I mean that's another like, and then flying in between like domestically is like 700 sometimes to like just get
Holy
somewhere. Yeah, it's
shit.
really crazy.
Yeah.
Inflation's a thing.
So tell us more about you. Like, I mean, where did
So
you
Miss Hot
start?
Import Nights, Winnipeg.
Miss World Hot Import.
Miss World
Night.
and
Well,
Miss Hot
I
Import Nights.
actually was not supposed to be on this podcast. I'm
Yeah?
here to support Michael.
I know, but we're gonna get a little.
But we
We're gonna get a
dragged
little
you.
bit about you,
Okay.
and then that's gonna be the it.
And
That's
also,
it.
real quick, did we ever take a shot together?
We didn't.
Well,
We
been-
did
we've
not
been
take a
sipping.
shot together.
Did, but I
Okay,
mean,
let's
Yeah,
Might
let's
as well take
shoot the
another.
I say we
1942.
take
So
a
I do a
shot.
lot of club hostings, so I like to
Hey, here, let's throw this in there.
Mine
Then.
has gum in my cup already.
Oh, that's
I watched you put it on there, and I was cracking up.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
it was
like,
hilarious.
He's not letting go.
He's over there talking, and I'm like, I'm sitting here smiling. And I don't want to like be rude and thinking like I'm
you got
laughing
an
at you,
empty
but
glass there if you want to get.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's literally over there trying to put gum on, and she can't get it off her finger. And I'm like,
When you say you were doing bottles, I hear the song "Oh My God" by Usher, and then just like,
I mean, yo, that was a time. Like,
oh, did y'all got yours too, right?
yeah, I'll do.
Well, I just didn't know what because you had your own bottle over there, so
yeah.
I apologize.
All of us are
Cheers.
taking
How horrible
shots.
of
But
me.
actually, so the proper Asian way is if you are younger, then you receive it with 2 hands. But if
Okay.
you are
Story of my
older,
life.
then you receive it with 1. And
I think that's Korean, not just
yeah.
Asian.
And the opposing
And
person actually pours with 2.
And that's specifically with tequila, right? Like that's
it
Soju.
goes for anything.
everything.
All right, so
Anything.
she's
It could
saying
be beer, it could be
just
anything.
Korean. So
Yeah.
I
are
think
you
it's
are you
just
Korean?
Koreans.
Is
No,
that
but
so? That's where
I
you
think it's
can't.
just Koreans. It's not
No,
like-
no.
Okay.
I'm not. I just
Okay.
trying to just show love. to
Okay,
all
I got you.
Asians out there. I'm
just-
half Vietnamese and half Hmong, and she's half Chinese and half French.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Como se va?
Henceforth, the French Canadian.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Speech. So we always do it. Like, so this is one thing we do with all of our friends is we make someone do a speech, and since you guys are hosting, you have to do the speech. So
Yeah.
I want to do it. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful today to be here with these new friends that we have made, and it's a very important thing for me to talk about my past, including cars and how much I love them, and how I got my first beep at a car show for
Handsy.
Hot Import Nights, and I'm very excited. And to the future of everything, cheers to y'all success.
Cheers.
Cheers to y'all success and many more money,
Cheers to you guys
many
as
more
well.
locations, and thank you so much for being here. And God, I swear, like I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fuck this up.
Okay.
All right, let's shoot it.
Well, you didn't.
Shut up. Shoot it.
Easy.
That's so good.
Easy.
Shout out to Sarish for the bottle of 1942.
So that's my first time having 1942,
Really?
good.
There's so much better
and
tequila.
that's actually
What's your favorite tequila?
that's smooth.
Get him started.
Right now it's Fortaleza, and it's way cheaper than this. But yeah, if I had to do like a super premium, like I would honestly like even the Cinco is delicious. The Michael Jordan's
Oh, okay.
tequila.
How do you feel about
But-
mezcal?
I love mezcal. Like ask her.
That's my favorite.
Ask me.
Drinking the shit in
Ask
mezcal.
me.
What's your favorite
Not me.
bottle
He
of
loves
mezcal?
mezcal.
Oh,
No,
wow.
so we
See?
we're very fortunate that we get to travel a lot because of her. And every time we go to, she's like, Michael, come, like handle this booking for me. Let's go to this. I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, okay, I'll go. But I'm like, if
He
I
just
go,
eats it.
I have to go to all these bar programs. I'm
Oh,
seeing
no.
R&D.
Twist my arm.
Yes, yeah.
so
but it's
every-
always fun.
Yeah, and so she has like a particular palette with her the way she does cocktails. And but when she invites me to do these cocktails or for the bar programs, I'm just like, okay, I always drink mezcal. Like it has to. I created
It's growing on me.
a cocktail here in Fort Worth that they published. It's called the Red Smoke, but it was originally called the Red Ferrari, and it's so fucking delicious. Like it's absolutely delicious.
Like, so good.
What all's in it?
So, well, but like, I don't know. I
don't know if I wanna- I don't know.
Well, is it available? Can we just go and get it?
No,
So okay,
No.
we're just fucked. Okay, fantastic.
When Ampersand first opened up, we were like a cocktail lounge. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a high energy. Like the people of Fort Worth created it to become this high energy club. But yeah, we had like this insane menu. So we were the first people to do a cold fashion. So it was before, like we were the first people to do a cold brew old fashioned, and it went through a Kyoto drip, and it was with our cold brew, and it was fucking delicious.
Where is it now?
It doesn't exist. And then
Right.
we did our own twist on espresso martinis before it became what it is now.
Yeah.
And it was also delicious. It was called the Vanilla Sky. They did a lot of publications on that too. I mean, Red Smoke was like another one. It was so fucking
So just
like
give
to
us
call it Red
give us the
Ferrari.
flavor profile
Okay.
of it. Like that's what I want.
So
Okay,
it was
we'll take it down for you
it's
guys.
all my favorite things.
I made him make it
So-
in Winnipeg for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I made it for all of our friends in Winnipeg too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all my favorite things. I love strawberries. So strawberries is like my thing. So I'm like, I want to create a cocktail with strawberries. And I love eggs. So I put egg white into it. And then I love tequila. So I put tequila into it. And I love mezcal. So I put mezcal into it.
There's jalapeno.
And I love spice. So I put jalapenos into it. And then there's another secret component that I won't divulge, but it makes it very, very balanced. And it's so fucking delicious.
So it plays this like kind of sweet and spicy and smoky.
Sounds
Yes.
fucking awesome.
It's
and
just
it's-
like perfectly balanced.
It's in this gorgeous coupe glass with like this nice head foam from the egg whites.
My favorite.
And you have to just dry shake it at first, and then you put ice into it, and then you shake it again. And
Do you freeze your coupe?
yeah, so the coupe has to be frozen. It's got to be
Oh
a fresh
God!
egg
All
as
the
well.
requirements of me having to get this for this fucking
Yeah.
drink. Oh my God!
You gotta do it. You can't serve it in a Dixie cup. Like it's got to be done right?
yeah, Danny, damn.
The craziest thing,
I
guys.
was like, yo, I live in Winnipeg.
Yes. They don't
It
have
was so
anything
hard
in
to
Winnipeg
find
at all.
things.
They don't have coupe glasses.
You gotta source
They
everything.
don't have jiggers. They don't
was-
have mixing
I was
spoons.
looking online, Amazon, then we don't
It's
like,
so
I don't
bad.
have time to come over in Canada.
They can
and, you know,
deliver
just,
it.
like, it's just
It's gonna take a month.
But maybe there's an opportunity where I can kind of create these cocktails
Yeah.
for you guys, and it's delicious. So,
Love it.
Yeah,
That sounds
a lot of
fantastic.
opportunities.
so back to Danny
Okay,
and
so
Yeah.
let's get Danny, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
And so Danny, what's you Miss World Hot Import Nights?
Hey,
But how did you get to there?
to there.
And then some.
start from your journey from the beginning.
Let's do that. Yeah, I like
No, we're not gonna go there. I live in Canada. I got scouted to. I guess I'll just go back to get offered to go to a car show, attend for $100. I did so. They waited until I was of age because I wasn't, and then so when I was just turning in Canada, it's 18 is the legal age, so I'm still in high school. And they just flew me to Toronto to do my first photo shoot to do promo for the flyers to be around like Francine D.
Oh, I love Francine D.
Yeah, like,
I
what do you love her
Francine.
for?
Well, I'm not gonna say.
You guys don't know she has really big
Yes, they're
titties. Like,
huge.
they're huge ass titties.
I mean, like
And she was showing to
LimeWire
make it.
fucked my
Yeah.
computer. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So
That's
anyway,
how long it's been.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah,
Wow.
And then so overnight that kind of happened, and it just because of like my presence of the way I guess I was interacting with the crowd and everything was really well reciprocated. So yeah, that's kind of like how that happened. And then on Mondays when I come back to school, I'm like, yo man, I was like at the clubs doing all this shit. It was good stories for Mondays for everyone at school.
I bet.
Then after that, it just kind of kicked off. Then YouTube started happening. I started vlogging, traveling, and collaborating with other people. Michael noticed how popular I was getting, so he.
Okay, she's being very modest. At one point in Instagram, because it was in its infancy stages, she was the most followed person on Instagram with 300 and something thousand followers.
It was like the beginning
Like,
of
but
Instagram.
early on, yeah.
But
that's still that's
300,000
insane.
followers in the
It was a
beginning.
lot.
It
We
was
were like-
just
'cause
insane.
people had, like,
Yeah.
like your friends, 7 of your
Yeah.
friends, right? So like that was like a.
Yeah.
But and then
And you're like over 1 million now.
Yeah, I mean, like it's
that's like-
slowly depleting. It was like 1.3 at one point, but
Do you
I'm
want
like,
me to
I don't do
check
shit.
right
I
now?
don't really care.
But
No.
also
crazy,
like,
though.
But even like everyone is a fucking influencer now. Everyone's a content creator. It's
it's
like
a different time back
it is.
then.
It's a different time.
Yeah.
But I worked my ways and I pay my dues. So like I guess I'm from the import modeling scene, and the ones that you know too, like are the older school ones
Yeah.
that would be at Hot Import Nights and like
Like Victoria Wynn or fuck, what's her fucking
Sasha Singleton.
Sasha Singleton.
Christine Mendoza.
Yeah,
Yeah. So and then I'm like the other generation or the only generation that came in. I kind of changed the game because I took it as a business rather than a model standpoint of view.
Yeah.
So the models would come there, do their go-go dancing,
Yeah.
do their shows and whatever. But I came in as a business, like I need this rate for the pre-party, I need this rate for the after party, I need my day rate, I need to make sure that my hotels are 5 stars. I'm bringing in these people because now I have the backings of my YouTube, my social media, I have people that I'm bringing there.
Yeah.
Then I realized like my lines are just going around all the other models, so they kicked
Literally
me out of like
8 hours long of lines of people waiting to take pictures with her and buy her shit.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I would
But
stand there for 8 hours.
You built a brand.
I built a brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the first time I built a brand. So then they, I wasn't able to be in the model lounge. So now I have my vendor. I'm a vendor now. So now we have the Danny Riel booth. The Danny Riel booth, my banners, my everything. So then I'm thinking, okay, what else? Like the fans want more. Sticker packs, shirts, T-shirts, whatever. So I'm doing drops and I'm doing drops online as well. And that's like I'm dropping like $30K every time I do a drop, a T-shirt and anything. And it's just like it was such a time where I was being so innovative and changing the game, being like this is a business thing, and I'm taking it that way. And it was I butt heads a lot with people who hired me because I'm like, you can't take advantage of me. I'm changing the game. I have the numbers and I'm going to do what I want.
They're just pissed because you knew better.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But and that also that is like that translates to other girls. That opens doors to other people.
For
So
sure.
whenever you do something and you make a change in your lane that you are or your industry that you're in, like you're only opening doors for other people and opportunities. So that's kind of the way I saw it, or I see it now. At the time, and it was just like kind of fun. I could shut down a fucking. I had the Asians behind me. I had an Asian gang. It was like all over the world, and it was
Yeah.
really nice. It was such a cool thing. So I'm now transitioned. I kind of like got out of a 6-year relationship engagement type thing, and now I'm kind of freeing myself and seeing what's out there and going into business, being better, more mindful for things that I'm doing, and yeah, here I am.
Now's the time
Drinking
to
with you
make that
guys.
real money. It's the real money time.
Real money.
But
Real
that's
money.
right. Oh, shit. How come my brain didn't think about that?
You're so dumb.
God,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know. The amount of money she was making back then was pretty fucking stupid.
And I flew right through it.
Yeah. Bro,
I
like,
mean, when you're young, like, you
Honestly,
just-
like
I
to
w-
see how much money I made, like
It would piss me off.
Is insane.
would
I
piss
come
me
home and
off.
it's all cash. So I
They-
come home and I make cash.
Yes.
So when I went into like, so this is just more in depth of like what I have to set up for every show that I go to. So I'd be traveling every single weekend. If you see my calendar for 3 years straight, every single weekend I'm somewhere else.
Wow.
So, and I have to do the show again. So I have to make sure that my merch is up. I have to make sure that I have the people that run my booth. So I always implemented a meet Santa kind of vibe. So it's like I'm in the back so that the people who want to buy my merch are in line first. And if you're not buying merch, you have to go to the back of the line until after the end of the show when I'm like tired as fuck. I have my people that sell my merch. And then I have my person that takes the photos. They take the photo. I grab the phone from them, do a selfie, give it to my photographer, take a photo, and then out with the next of my security guard to make sure that everything runs smoothly.
Right.
So I'm going through hundreds and hundreds of people.
Damn.
Sometimes at the end of the shows, I'm so fucking tired. I'm on the table because my feet hurt. So I'm like, sorry, but we're taking photos like this. And
However,
I'm
you
still-
just made what in a day?
So we would literally make anywhere from like $15,000 to $25,000 a day, and I would
And
literally.
that's just what I make in sales, and then on
Just
top
for
my
that,
rate
yes.
to be there,
I would
insane.
and
literally
then my
hand
pre-party
her-
and my after-party.
I would hand her money, and then like the next day, she'd be like, "Okay, let's go to Chanel." And I'm like, "What are you
I've
doing?"
never spoken about this anywhere. Okay,
No.
this is like
I was
this is
so
so
pissed. I would be so
off book
pissed.
for me.
But you just worked your ass off for the Chanel.
I know, and I'm like,
So for those after hour pool parties that you'd have to. Did you ever have to make like, what is that?
just-
Appearances at those.
I just get paid to
so we
play.
would, we would have a separate.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. It was at a point in our lives where like I was very, very knowledgeable with how hospitality writers, tech writers, everything was like working. I was very good because like my role for all of this is the reason why like I started, managing a lot of these talents is I understood the promoter side, understood the management side, understood the venue owner side, and understood the management side on the venue side. So there wasn't anything that they could discuss with me that I could be like, no, I don't want that. I want this.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly how much money you guys are making. I'm on every single aspect. So I completely disrupted the entire industry because of that. And it was great for me. And then I was like, man, I shot myself in the fucking foot. Because now when I'm trying to book something and I'm like this, I'm like, God, I get
The other side of it.
Yeah, but I get homie hookup rates because of that. But so it got to that kind of moment for that kind of particular things. But yeah, she was just she would make so much fucking money off of that stuff that it was just ridiculous, where it was just like, she was like, oh, don't worry about it. Next weekend, I'll just make it back.
Yeah.
But you literally walk into her closet and it's just high fashion.
Okay. We don't know this.
We used to fuck around with hospitality writers too. So it got to a point where we're just like, she wants red gummy bears, only red gummy bears. And then she wants a jar of pickles.
Is always
a jar of pickles because she loves pickles.
Yeah.
Wants a jar of pickles when she lands. And then there would be places where like we need a Bentley, we need a Lamborghini, we need whatever, like import exotic.
I love seeing the hospitality writing stuff because it's some of the funniest. Like, and you can tell whenever either the artist is really just like out there or they're just doing it because they know they can fuck with them.
Thank you.
No, so the reason why we do it is to make sure that the person who's signing the contract actually reads through.
Oh.
So
Thank
that's
you so
like
much.
so
Okay.
and so I learned that from Rick Ross. So Rick Ross would always be like, hey, I want 100 wings. They have to be all flats. They have to be all particular flavor. And he would have his assistant come in there and he would count
100 wings.
Yep.
Oh,
to make
wow.
sure that it was all particular, because you're like, oh, okay, you actually read the writer. I fuck with you. So it's very, very particular and very stringent in the way that they approach the contracts and agreements. And so that's when I was like, okay, well, we need to do the same thing. Like, we have to make sure that we want to treat these people, even though they're not on like a super A-list status, celebrity status. But in order for me to come into this industry and disrupt it all, we have to kind of treat it at the highest level. And I think that's what kind of attributes a lot of things that we do in business now, is just like, it's got to be at the highest level, and so.
And Michael was like vital for all of that, and I kind of didn't realize it at the time, but now that I'm older, thank you.
But making that
Did
money,
y'all butt heads quite a bit back in the day because of it?
But actually, no.
No?
Not at
No,
all.
that's good.
Not at all.
making
That's
that
good.
money reminds me of so Shaq's story, right? So Shaq goes and he gets his first check and he goes and buys like 2 Rolls Royces. That's his first, and that's all his money for, like, that's all he's got. And he didn't it's not that he didn't understand that, but it was like, look, you've got to do endorsements, you've got to do all this stuff, like. And now he takes people in and starts. You're like the Shaq now. Like, he takes these people in and starts like, look, let's get your money where you can start, cultivating it and actually have something to fall back on, because at some point you're not going to want to model, or you're not going to want to do this.
Absolutely.
You
This
got to
came
have
through-
something that's sustainable,
this came
right?
through like a spot of like, because we've known each other for like over 12 years,
Yeah.
so he's seen me go through a lot of hardships in my relationships, and like depending on a man or think this man's gonna take care of me and whatnot. So like he's kind of like, I'm kind of sick of you like depending on these men, and like that was like the most like heart-wrenching thing to make me realize. I'm like, my dad's been telling me all my life, don't depend on a man, don't depend on a man. That's his Asian voice, right? and then it just doesn't stick with you because your parents, right? But then when he said it, I was like,
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get you set up for
yeah,
like success for like your life, right?
I can't.
I think that was so important. Like that, I think a lot of the people that I managed or did bookings for, or routed, or was involved in their careers at any kind of capacity, I just see them squander their entire fortune, and like I've seen it recycle so many times, where I'm just like, if you guys had literally just created a Roth IRA, maybe like created an investment portfolio, maybe like
is
just
that?
invested into something that was tangible, that had some kind of capacity to help you guys grow, your life would be so much different now. And now it's like a lot of these people that were huge back in the day literally are working at like regular jobs now.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like we can bleep this out if we need to, but like Sasha Singleton, that kind of feel like that's what happened to her.
It happens to a lot of models.
And it sucks because like you grow up and you see these, you pick up Import Tuner or you pick up like
You're like-
a magazine. You're like,
at the top.
yes. And even like I still have all the autographs that I got from all the shows that I went to. And looking back,
Do you
it's
have
like,
mine?
no.
We'll change that.
Did you go to any of my shows?
I got Kyla Hughes. I mean, I got, Natasha Yees. I have,
Kyla
but
Hughes,
I would
good.
love yours too. As a matter of fact, we didn't even bring out the.
Yeah, we got to get the
gonna need
stickers.
your-
We do have we have one thing to end the night out,
Bring the what?
and that's
We have a thing. I have a thing.
so he's got Supreme name tags, and we have everybody sign, and they go up on our fridge over
Yeah,
there.
since we moved
cool.
into the
Where's the name
studio,
tags?
yeah.
So yeah, since we moved in, we started
Okay.
putting everything up there.
Cool.
I love that. And by the way, you guys can't see the space, but it's such
dope.
a vibe. It's
Appreciate
so
y'all.
inviting. It feels swanky.
We've got some ideas that we're trying to still play around with, and I appreciate y'all so much for saying that.
Even from like coming in the
nice.
kitchen and the color scheme, like I noticed all that coming.
That's
through.
all.
nice
That's all my
decorations.
girlfriend.
Okay, well, perfect. 'Cause she got those candles going too, and I'm like, it smells good.
Yeah, that's all. That's all her. She's one of those that like when we built our kitchen, she actually the appliances. She's like, I want these GE Cafe, and I want to be white with the
Amazing.
gold handles. And then she was like, okay, so we're gonna do the whole color scheme based off of that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It totally
It's
works.
nice. This speaks like very chic, like very like it's high level, like the
I like
color,
to
the
say
green.
swanky.
For those
Pretty
listening, we'll have an open house. At
They'll
some
have a
point.
tour.
green.
They'll have a tour
Yeah.
video.
It doesn't
coming
look
out soon.
green here, but it's
It's green outside,
nice
black
green,
on the
yeah.
back.
So we kind of wanted to also do a thing where we had the chairs on this opposite end where the light is, and like do like a double camera where we're interviewing somebody.
We're
like,
still
on the
working
couch.
that
Yeah,
out.
we're gonna do both sides, right?
Or like
we're gonna,
I should just be sitting over there watching you guys.
Let me-
yeah, well,
Yeah.
get a dual camera situation where you can just chill on the couch and do the
that's
same
cool,
thing.
Howard
Yeah.
Stern does it. I mean, it's
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're to the same status, I
Yeah.
think, at
Yeah.
this point.
so. Like, I want to ask about Hot Import Nights because obviously y'all had the party going on this past weekend. So it was postponed because of the weather. What do we have to look forward to? Are you gonna have another event for Hot Import Nights?
Yeah,
during
yeah.
That,
so it'll be in June. Is it June? I believe.
yeah.
July
So,
13th?
No,
July?
June 13th.
okay,
June
it's
13th.
one of those.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
weekend. That weekend.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of those. Yeah. So we're still sponsors for Hot Import Nights. We only did this because it was like their kickoff, and and Munar reached out to me, and he was just like, "Mike, you got to come back and do this." And I'm like, "Okay," but so I wanted to bring the All Stars. So
Yeah.
I reached out to Ashley V. I reached out to Marie Midori. Yeah, Marie Midori, Brittany Page, her, Janice True. I wanted to like make this really big thing because I wanted to put Fort Worth on because this is the first
Yeah.
time that Hot Import Nights will be at Panther Island Pavilion.
It's always been in Dallas whenever
Yeah.
it came through. Yeah.
And it was just it didn't work out. It didn't make sense. And so, but maybe it might make sense for this one. So hopefully we can make this an all-star thing. It's entirely up to her. She's literally the boss in terms of like what that happens. But I was like, hey, I'll come out of retirement to bring everyone together and make it fucking poppin' and do like this huge thing. But I actually handed it off to someone I'm mentoring, Peter.
Peter,
Yeah. So he's.
I love you.
Can I talk about Peter?
Yeah, talk about Peter.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
you should.
Actually,
'cause-
Peter should come on this.
Oh my God, Peter.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Peter,
Yes. So
Yeah.
Peter is this TikTok sensation guy.
I'm like, how much time
Yeah.
do we have?
At 20 years old, he's like amassed millions of followers. Like his reel on Instagram right now is almost hit 100 million views.
God
Holy
damn.
shit.
Yeah, we sold one of his TikToks, or not TikToks, but one of his reels to.
Bang, bang.
Oh, okay. All right.
Back to TikTok. I don't know what we're doing.
We sold
Sorry,
Apple
sorry.
Watch.
we sold one of his reels to MTV, so it was on Ridiculousness. Very bright individual. He's 20 years old. Oh, he was 20 years old when I first met him. He hit me up and he was like trying to meet me and everything. I was like, I don't want to fucking deal with these people anymore, you know. And him and VidKen. So VidKen is Saweetie's videographer, also a really big influencer. They both show up to my patio. We have a group me from all of our ampersand baristas, and they're like, "What the fuck? Peter Bowie and VidKen is here," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And so like I head over there, and they're like, "We want to meet you, want to talk to you, and everything." I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "You have 2 days to make an event at ampersand, and if it pops off, I'll sit down and have a conversation with you." Completely sold out on this, right? I didn't even show up to this event. They were so pissed.
Just a test.
They literally still talk about it to this day. They're like, this motherfucker didn't even fucking show up to our event. Nothing. But now I'm like mentoring these kids. He's 23 years old now. He owns 5 businesses.
Jesus.
23 years old, started getting into acquisitions, very, very bright individual, like just so fucking smart. And I was just like, man, he's like, man, I just want to be like you. And I'm like, dude, at 23, I started my first company. At 23 for you have 5 companies.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And he just like started he reads, listens to podcasts. He's like, he's not the typical 23-year-old where he's like out partying. Like I'm out with his friends and like, I'm just like, man, you don't even come off as 23.
He takes care.
Yeah.
It's very crazy for me to watch, like from a bystander point of view, and especially because knowing Michael for so long, we're very close, right? So like to even him talk about this TikToker coming to his life, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing talking to these little kids? Like, you know? But like after meeting him, then we started to pretend that I'm his auntie. And then like our videos started going viral. But just throughout that, watching them learn, like he wants to go to the office till 3 a.m, like cooking it up, talking to this guy, like there's a whiteboard, they're going at numbers and everything. I'm just like, this is crazy. And like to think about, like, it's so fucking, I don't know the feeling, like the word that it could even explain. Just watching them from afar, it's so surreal, and it's really endearing.
That's awesome.
I haven't made a single penny from him. Seriously, I haven't. He's offered me equity in all of his companies. I'm like, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm literally doing this because I believe in you. And so every time he's like, oh my God, like I want to do this. I'm like, let's do it. I handed him my entire Rolodex for free.
God,
I didn't even, so I have veteran talent buyer status with like WME, CAA. I get all like, every time Ubby Dubby comes in there, like, you know, we have Disco Donnie that comes through, all that stuff. So we get all of that. Lights All Night, I gave him all of that. Like literally every single thing throughout the entire world, I just gave my entire Rolodex. And he's taken it and he's literally fucking run with it.
Wow.
And it's just so
good for
insane.
him.
Yeah, he's just such a I swear to God, y'all need to bring him on this thing.
Yeah.
And he's
a Fort Worth dude? Like local?
He lives in
or-
Arlington.
Everybody just
No
goes
shit.
on podcasts.
He lives in
and, like,
Arlington.
say what they want to say.
Yeah, he lives in Arlington, and he's just a good kid. I think you guys would enjoy picking the brain of a 23-year-old.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I was
This
doing when I was
one's different.
23?
This
Yeah.
one's built
Just
different.
getting drunk.
Exactly.
This
Which
one's
is the
built
crazy-
so
I love it.
different. It's really insane. Every time I talk to him, like, it's crazy. Each conversation we have, I'm just like,
What are his videos about? Like what's
So he does like very funny. He does a lot of family skits. The one that just went stupid viral is like he pretended like to roll up so the craziest thing is all his content was very wholesome.
Yeah.
Super wholesome. Like him pranking his parents, like him having fun, whatever it is, right? And then he was like, Mike, I want to do this content, but I don't know if like I should do it. And I was like, what is it? He's like, I want to pretend to roll up a spring roll like a blunt in front of my family and see what happens. I'm like, dude, be edgy, because ampersand, the entire like premise of what ampersand was us being edgy, is being different. We could be an Avoca, we could be a Craftworks coffee, we could be those safe, whatever it is, like, but we were just like, man, we have to do something different. And because we were a bar, it gave us the platform to become edgy. And I'm like, lean into it. Lean into being edgy. You're 20 years old. Lean into being edgy. Have fun with it. Because if you fuck up, hey, you can always restart it.
Yeah.
You're that young.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, fucking does this shit, goes stupid fucking viral. MTV producers are calling me fucking like, hey, can
I think I've seen that video.
I think so too. I was trying to like go back into my like.
I'm sitting there thinking,
100%
like,
you guys have.
yeah.
Yeah. He's that guy. But people don't understand like
him as a
behind-
person.
Yeah.
Him as a person is totally fucking different. It's
He's-
not
he's-
remotely close to anything you see on social media.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
He actually dropped out of college, and he was like, Michael, teach me business. I'm like, okay. Literally, I taught him how to do Excel and how to like actually create cost analysis, how to create inventory, how to create like just how to understand
Yeah.
formulas. And this guy literally is like, okay, fucking learning this shit and self-taught. Based off the I would say, hey, here's my template for this. And he's like, okay. He would take the template and reverse engineer it and then understand it and then replicate it. And I'm just like, man, this guy he's the real deal.
He
There's
gets
not a lot of-
excited about anything, like
He's
Canva,
so
whatever,
excited.
like any idea. He's
Oh,
like,
oh,
then
yeah.
like even with me, I'm like, oh, I need to rebrand myself. He's Danny, let's do this. He'll plug in shit. He'll start doing that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, what is
There's not a lot of people that come into your life that's like that.
no?
And
Very
so-
impactful. Very
Yeah.
impactful.
Super.
But he would also say the same, and I'm like, bro, like, I am just here. When he has a question, he asks me, and I'm like, hey, this is what I would do, or this is my experience. But I have never told him, do this, do this, do this. because I'm like, except
if you want to, you will.
I do tell him that his time management is fucking shit.
Yes. Yes.
so
We
bad.
all know that. But
So,
he's
like,
also a kid.
Yeah.
But like that. But his entire life has changed. When I walked into his room, it was dirty. Now he's like, I'm very OCD, very clean, very organized. If I don't have my life organized, I don't feel like everything in my life is organized as well. So business or anything.
This motherfucker rolls his clothes, even if they're dirty, up in his suitcase back home. I'm like, is it necessary? You're gonna wash it anyway.
There's an incident where I was pissed. This is the first time I probably was ever pissed off at it. We were in New York for an event, and
Talking about that.
and so she was drunk, and she literally made
Okay,
it
anyway,
seem.
so we were mad at each other,
Okay.
and then so he's about to leave.
I go back to the hotel, and I'm literally
He's like,
rolling my clothes,
he's rolling
pissed the
his
fuck
clothes,
off.
mad at me, like I'm leaving. I'm just like, am I supposed to take you serious? Like you're rolling your clothes. Anyways, I was kind of sleeping and passed out at that point,
But yeah, I know we're kind of going off a tangent, and we're probably running out of time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I thank you guys so much.
Man,
for
we
everything.
really appreciate y'all coming on. This has been a great time. It's been really nice to kind of like pick your brain a little bit and learn a little bit about you. It was a treat having you on
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
well.
Hey,
it was an
thanks.
extra like add on
I
cherry
know, I
on
wasn't
top.
supposed to be
I
here,
love it
but
so
Yeah.
much.
I gave her support.
They send me that, and I'm like, all right, surprise guest, cool.
I was like, wait,
Bring it
hold on. Wait, I was late. I was actually waking up from a nap. I'm like, wait.
I was just happy.
No.
Oh, you told them I was coming already?
Yeah, I was like, hey, is it
Oh.
cool if Danny Real comes? I didn't think you were gonna come on.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, dude, mind if
I
she
was here
comes
for
by?
support because I'm like, oh my god, you're podcast.
No, we're gonna bring you on.
You were sitting outside of the frame on the
Yeah,
couch for a good
yeah.
5 minutes. I mean, you
I know I couldn't help
did a
myself.
little bit.
But look at me going trying to get the spotlight.
Yeah, no. Okay, real quick. Okay, what's your favorite movie? I want to know. I want to know what your favorite movie.
My
is.
favorite.
Ferngully.
Ferngully?
Gully.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Dude,
right.
I know why,
Ferngully.
because I know you're perfect, right? You were
No,
like,
Ferngully is not my favorite.
No, it's not at all.
I have two.
Fern Gully's great.
I would say my number one most favorite movie of all time is Top Gun, based off the soundtrack.
Oh.
And I
Danger
watched-
Zone.
Yeah, I watched that movie so many times.
Kenny Loggins fan.
And then, and then another one after that would be Lord of the Rings. I love the fucking trilogy so.
They're going to remake it in 4D or 4K. It's going to come out this summer.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I love Lord of the Rings.
It is.
Yeah.
Yours, shoot.
Just shit. I don't know. I thought we were just doing y'all's.
Yeah.
Interstellar and Inception are my two top.
Okay, you're one of
Yeah,
you're one of
I
those
mean,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I like to think a little
I'm a
bit.
Shawshank Redemption guy,
Okay,
and Stand by Me.
solid.
So both Stephen King, actually.
I love that movie.
Well, he said mine. I'm usually a Shawshank guy, but The Cat Returns is my new
Cat Return.
It's it's a Miyazaki movie, so I'm kind of
Okay, but I'm going
Japanese.
like I was based off like literally like nostalgia there, so I kind of like spoke
nostalgia.
From,
It's
like my
Ninja Turtles for
child,
me.
Right off the
my
cuff,
childhood
too.
was like, but actually, now that we're talking about you guys are doing your picks, let's I think it'd be Step Brothers
Ooh, fantastic.
and Elf. I'm a
Elf?
I'm,
Oh,
So you're a
Will
Will Ferrell man.
yeah, I'm a Will Ferrell fan,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Ferrell.
I don't know what to. Oh no,
Like
you-
Ferrell, like Will Ferrell.
When you watch the new Avatar or either one of the Avatars, were you like, Fern Gully again? No?
Kind of,
Oh,
I don't
it's
know.
fucking
how-
Ferngully, ain't it?
I was like, this is a lot like Fern Gully. I'm here for it because of the same vibes.
I got the vibes of it,
Yeah.
but when you're on shrooms, yeah, it's a little.
All right,
I just-
and that's my
and on
cue to
that-
get out of here because I
I
can't
just
talk
want to
about
say
that.
the Goofy movie had no right to make Roxanne look so good as a child.
Anything
whenever I
that
was a
y'all
kid.
want to plug,
I was a kid.
social media,
Yep.
anything like that?
Follow Ampersand Texas Bar, Socium Project, Danny Riel,
Hey.
DANNIE,
But he won't follow you
right?
back.
AMPM Concepts.
DANNIERIEL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need to follow me, but
He won't follow
follow
you.
the Funky Panther.
But go
Yeah.
to the Ampersand, any of them.
Yes,
They're
please.
fantastic. Good coffee. If you want to check out the one over on 7th Street, you're going to have a good time at night. You're just going to have a fantastic time.
TCU is opening
you.
up, so make sure you guys check it out at the end of May. So
DFW Airport just opened up, and it's in C36, C37, DFW Airport International. Please stop by. Take the Skylink over. Delicious. Insane.
and if you tag
better.
us, we'll retake.
I was like,
We'll
take a
repost you.
selfie and just DM them with like, look where I'm
We,
at.
we,
did.
we will
Please do.
repost you.
It means the world for us. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Funky Panther for having us.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
coming on.
Texas
I'm,
Forward.
I'm literally gonna. Anytime someone routes through here, I'm gonna bring him over here and
Good.
We'll just fucking rock a
Let's do it.
And if Hot in 4 Nights, if y'all are going to be there also. I've been promoting it on the Instagram page and on my personal. please be there. We're going to be covering it.
He got us the media pass and everything.
I got
so
a media
stoked
pass.
about
You guys gotta be on. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
You guys.
I got a media pass, and as a matter of fact, when I last went there, like maybe 15 years ago, some guy walking out with a media pass said, "Here you go," and I'm like, "Okay." And so I just like had a camera. I'm like, "Oh, take a picture."
Passing the torch.
So, yes.
Well, thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you both for coming on so much. If you don't already do so, please make sure you also follow the Funky Panther at the Funky Panther. You can find all of our stuff at thefunkypanther.com, as you know.
And what's that phone number?
817-677-0408. Leave us a text. Leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you. Stay good, everybody. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Funky.
No. Let's just start over.
You ruined it.
Do
They
it again.
were ready.
Sorry.
I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
I'm Michael Ferrari Lee.
I'm Danny Miguel.
And we are
the Funky Panther! That was fucking...
Are you doing Spider-Man right now?